quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain event.
Guess what time it is? My time. You can check your iPhone. Better say it's our time.
With your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 pounds and a Ric Flair.
SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. It is Friday, the best day of the week, January the 17th. 2 minutes past the top of the hour. Hope you're having a great morning. Live here, 8:50 a.m., 100.9 FM, WKVL Sports Radio. Stream us online at SwainEvent.com. Download the app, Android, Apple devices, Swain Event. You can correspond with the show, interact with the show, ask questions, comment, make fun of me, make fun of Ben, make fun of Seth, because Seth is joining us on the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline because it is Friday. Stokes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's going on?
Oh, man. You know how, like, we would tell the story about the time you were over at my house years and years ago, and you know, we got on the smoker, got into some beverages, and then watched the game, and, you know, you had to spend the night because
I got comfortable.
You got comfortable. Yeah, you got comfortable, and, you know, you had a lot of adult beverages, which is, hey, it's okay. You're an adult. But you
had a lot of good food.
You stayed at the house, spent the night, and, you know, we're trying to kind of illustrate how you were feeling. Is it safe to say that you were on the same level as Odell Beckham Jr. at the championship game? On that level?
Yeah. I was like Odell, and then all of a sudden I turned into Zion sitting on the bench.
Yeah, you went straight to sleep. Okay, I got another example. Remember in 2012, how we had it was me, Stir the Pearl, Daniel Brooks. We threw a party, and we called the party "Vol So Hard." It was an old city, and
I do.
We had some listeners.
Most of it, anyways.
Yeah, we had some listeners that said, "Hey, Seth, come on, man, I'll get you a drink. Come on, get you a Jaeger bomb. Come on, man." And they got you a lot of those, and that was the night you got your nickname as Boogie because you was boogieing. Weird nickname, pretty corny, but still, you got the nickname. Is it fair to say that you were like Odell Beckham Jr. that night as well?
Yes.
Oh man, Stokes, dude,
Absolutely.
It's good to hear from you, Ben. Hi.
What up?
Man, guys, it's one thing to win a championship, and Coach Orgeron certainly did that. Congratulations to him. I know it means a lot to him being from Louisiana, but now he has to prevent from being Gene Chizik, and that is having a special roster, a special player leading you to a championship. We know you have really good coaches. Then those coaches leaving, and now you have to maintain the success, and Gene Chizik was unable to do so. That is what Coach Ed Orgeron is facing now, with Dave Aranda going to Baylor to be their head coach. Joe Brady, sorry, Stokes, but you're going to be seeing a lot of Joe Brady going to the Carolina Panthers. Yeah. And now Coach O has to replace a ton of NFL talent, a defensive coordinator that you were paying a lot of money to, who is one of the best in the business, and then Joe Brady, offensive mastermind. Do you think Orgeron is closer to Gene Chizik or closer to, let's say Jimbo Fisher? Jimbo Fisher, I won't say Dabo Sweeney because that's a lot to ask. Winning 2-3 championships, getting there every single year. I don't know if O is going to do that. But let's say Jimbo Fisher won championship, didn't completely fall off, but he hasn't won another one. He hasn't matched that level that he reached in 2013. Where you guys sit on that?
I think he'd be closer to Jimbo than he would be to Chizik.
Yeah.
Like the thing with Jimbo at Florida State is Florida State didn't really back Jimbo, but Jimbo didn't make it easy on him either. Like Ed Orgeron loves LSU. Like he was born to coach at LSU. So I'm not saying Jimbo didn't try, but the culture and the discipline kind of crumbled under him over the years since that national championship. And it was on shaky ground before that, but they just had a special team, a bunch of special players. I'm not sure what the future's going to look like for Coach O, but he's going to give every bit of his Cajun body and soul for LSU until he can't anymore. And he's passionate about it. He's going to continue to get talent. And hopefully he treated his assistants well, and because that's a tight-knit circle, and he'll be able to, bring in quality guys, because that's what it's all about as a head coach, bringing in quality coaches to surround yourself with that are championship level. And can he do that again? If he can, then he'll be okay. I mean, there's no reason LSU shouldn't, from a talent standpoint, be in the mix every single year.
I think Coach O is closer to Jimbo just because Jimbo has had far more success than Gene Chizik. Gene Chizik won a national championship and completely fell off. Jimbo has not won a championship since his last one, but he did compete for one. He had some successful seasons there in Tallahassee, and I think he's on the verge of having a couple of successful seasons there at Texas A&M. Maybe not necessarily national championships or SEC championships, but at least at minimum competing for SEC championships, making life tough on Alabama, Auburn, LSU, those other teams in the West. But to be honest with you, I think Coach O is who Jimbo Fisher needs to be chasing, not vice versa, because Coach O does not have an ego, and that is going to be the reason why this 1 year special run isn't going to be a flash in the pan, in my opinion. I think even with the losses on the coaching staff, Dave Aranda just took the head coaching job at Baylor. You lose Joe Brady. I think Coach O isn't going to have a hard time replacing those guys because he has lost his ego. Did he have an ego at one point? Absolutely. That's what got him in trouble at Ole Miss, USC. But I think the fact that he has kind of lost that ego and he realizes that he needs to hire smart people and let those smart people do their jobs and don't get in the way of doing their jobs, I think that is going to allow him to go out there and make some really good hires, and that will allow him to keep this train moving. And recruiting has never been a problem at LSU. This is winning the national championship is only going to help that. So, to be honest with you, I think Coach O is leaps and bounds ahead of Gene Chizik, obviously, and Jimbo Fisher. I think Jimbo Fisher needs to be chasing Coach O because, in my opinion, Jimbo Fisher does have an ego. That's part of the reason why he's at Texas A&M in the first place, because his relationship with Florida State was starting to go really sour, and I think part of that had to do with ego. Willie Taggart was not good for Florida State, but Jimbo Fisher didn't necessarily help Willie Taggart at the beginning. There weren't as many resources available to Willie Taggart on the roster as you might have expected. So I think Coach O is head and shoulders above Jimbo and Chizik, to be honest with you, if that makes sense.
Well, would a Coach O be more like Jimbo or more like Gene Chizik as far as being able to maintain a level of success rather than falling off? So you guys are both saying that he'll be more like Jimbo than Gene Chizik, losing all his assistants. Since I'm a baseball expert, guys, they call me Harold Reynolds Jr. I have a take.
It's not necessarily a good thing.
I have a take. And, I don't even like guys like me in this particular situation. What I mean is we know someone who thrives on drama, who only has a comment when there's stuff bad happening. Well, that's me when it comes to baseball. Man, this is interesting right here, man. This is next level cheating right here, guys. Wow. Now this is what makes baseball interesting. Steroids, wires to cheat. This is good stuff, man. I'm all up in baseball now, guys. You guys are baseball guys. Y'all's team cheating like this? Huh?
No, but they need to.
Man, this is great. I mean, how do you allow the Houston Astros to keep their championship? I mean, they basically really cheated to get it. I mean, they cheated to get this title. Worse than any college football program in history. Worse than any college football program. This is next level stuff right here, man. This is going to be a E60 documentary soon.
I mean, they went all out with it.
Wow.
They got sophisticated.
Man, they got electronics over here helping. Technology.
I mean, you got to strip them of the title. You got to suspend all the, pretty much anybody involved. But I still, at the end of the day, I'm tipping my cap to the creativity.
I mean, he's very, very creative.
The creativity is stunning. The fact that for example, Jose Altuve, technically it's allegedly right at the moment. It hasn't been proven that he was, but allegedly was wearing a wire on his body, and he was being buzzed once if it was a fastball, twice if it was a curveball, 3 times if it was a slider. I mean, that is absurd to think that Jose Altuve is standing at the plate and somewhere on his upper body he's being buzzed to know what pitch is coming. That's ridiculous. But to me, I almost think that, and I saw some major league pitchers tweeting this yesterday, I'd rather face somebody who is on steroids than somebody who knows which pitch is coming.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
So the problem with punishing the players is Major League Baseball already promised the players, what's the word? That they wouldn't get in trouble if they
immunity.
Yes, immunity. If they promised them immunity if they told them everything that happened about the organization and how they were doing it. So now Major League Baseball can't go back and punish the players.
Let me ask y'all this, and we got to take a break. Let's say you were the hitter in a situation. You wore the wire, and you're hitting home runs, and you know dang well you cheating. Are you at least humble enough to not celebrate, not stare down a pitcher, not strut to first base, or are you still doing it anyways to try to throw off people who may think you're cheating in the first place?
I mean, it depends on your personality. Like, if you were one of those big-time bat flipper celebrators, then you just got to keep doing it. It'd be real weird if all of a sudden you just stopped.
Man,
I would keep celebrating.
I would flip the bat. I would be the student who had the answers to the test, makes an A, and is like, y'all got to study. Y'all didn't study like me.
Well,
I mean, y'all should have called me. I would have tutored y'all, man. I mean, you got to work hard like me. I mean, I work hard, so that's why I'm making A's over here, y'all. Y'all need tutors, man.
Even with the steroids, yeah, it helps them hit the ball further, but you still have to swing the bat and make contact with it. So it's kind of the same thing with the being buzzed to know which pitch is coming. Yeah, you know which pitch is coming, but you still have to swing and hit it a long way.
It's time to tap some coaches' headsets on Saturdays around here.
I'm sure it's already happening.
Never lied.
Oh, y'all are playing cover one? Okay. Tennessee quarterback. I don't know who it's going to be. They playing cover one. Go deep. 865-255-03. Swain Events, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. We'll take our first break of the day. Hour one is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Stay with us.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Fellas, I have a very important question to start the new year. Have you noticed a lack of energy, motivation, and drive? It could be from low T, or it could be from something else, like sleep apnea, or even low thyroid. Start your new year healthier with a quick and easy health assessment at Low T Center. They treat more than just low T, including sleep apnea, low thyroid, and more. It's covered by most health insurance. If you've been feeling tired, grumpy, have weight gain, or loss of muscle, call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare. We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Good morning, Swain event listeners. It may be cold outside, but the local real estate market is hotter than a Times Square Rolex. If you have questions or are ready to move forward with buying, selling, or investing in real estate, then give me a call. Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty, 865-694-5904, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
You're listening to the Swain event.
And you know this, man.
Hour 1 is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. The temperature is dropping this morning. I thought I would go outside with my flip-flops and shorts and t-shirt just for a quick second. Ooh, wait a minute. This is not like yesterday. So make sure if you have any problems with your heating unit, with your cooling unit, anything in your house, Hiller, happyhiller.com, happyhiller on Twitter. Signing day is around the corner. We'll be live at Dead End Barbecue. Live show from 7 to 10. Everything is free. Come in. Enjoy a free barbecue breakfast on us. And we'll be there for most of the day and looking forward to kind of chopping it up with everybody and breaking bread with everybody. So Dead End Barbecue, February the 5th. Make plans. Make plans to be there. It's our one time of the year we get a chance to kind of hang out and look forward to seeing everyone there. Speaking of recruiting, this weekend will be the first junior day of 2020. And so Tennessee will host a number of upcoming seniors. So the recruiting process for 2021 starts right now. And there's a ton of guys coming on campus. Speaking of potential, go ahead.
Those recruits are making announcements on Twitter of where they're going to be attending camps now.
Hey, man.
Like I saw, I forget who it was, and it got retweeted into the timeline. It's like, proud to announce that I'll be attending Tennessee's Junior Day. Like, what are you doing? Just go.
Just go do it. Yeah. No one cares.
Don't talk about it. Be about it.
I don't care. Just go do it. But this is the day and age we live in, man. But everybody got to make an announcement about what they're gonna do. So recruiting gets more and more annoying by the second, but it's
so annoying.
It's important. It's the one thing that's gonna turn this program around. So we got to stomach it, Seth. We got to pretend like we care. Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah. Hey, great announcement. Yeah. Oh, you want me to favor your tweet? Oh, yeah, there it is. I like it. Boom. Oh, you mean retweet it? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm with you, man. So there's another quarterback on the market, guys. Another grad transfer quarterback on the market. Are y'all aware of this? You aware of this, Ben? You aware of this, Seth? Huh? Do y'all not keep up with this? I mean, quarterback play is pretty important.
Chase Bryce.
I mean, quarterback play is pretty important, guys. I mean, what are you doing with your lives? You're a Tennessee fan. You should have the transfer portal alert on your phone.
Chase Bryce.
If it's a quarterback, huh? Yeah.
Why? We already have Jimmy Holiday and Kasim Hill.
Okay. All right. Okay, Ben. I see what you're doing this morning. I see what you're doing.
Hey, look, I'm just trying to find the next Lamar Jackson. So if it's Chase Bryce, but you don't have the makeup of Lamar Jackson.
Listen.
Going over to Northwestern.
I just want the next A.J. McCarron who won his first championship.
I'm kidding.
That's all I want.
I know.
Yes.
You don't have to have an S on your chest. You don't have to be Joe Burrow. Just don't turn the ball over and make the throws to the open guy. That's all I want from the quarterback position. And I don't care who it is.
Yep.
But Chase Bryce, who, if it wasn't for him, Clemson doesn't win a national championship last year. They don't, because Trevor Lawrence got hurt, and I forgot what game that was. Maybe it was Syracuse. He got hurt, and Syracuse was on their way to a win. And Chase Bryce made some plays to help Clemson win that game, and then they went on to win the rest of their games. But he transferred from Clemson. He has 2 more years left. And at first I felt bad. I really don't feel bad. But at first I felt bad because now every time there's a quarterback transferring, I'm like, yo, Tennessee. I wish we talked to him. And that doesn't mean like I'm ripping on any quarterback or anybody like that. I just want that room to be stout, and I want the competition to be very, very stiff. So y'all know how I've been talking about De'Aaron King the last couple of days. I got to move on because Tennessee ain't gonna talk to him. So he's going down to Miami. He's gonna take a look at Arkansas, and
that's great. So we'll get to play him this year.
Arkansas. Mm-hmm. I mean, if he plays Arkansas, we gotta play him. I ain't really worried about that. Arkansas is they're not good, and they don't have a lot of talent around him. I don't know why he would want to go to Arkansas.
I do not know either.
There's no way I would go to Arkansas if I'm him.
Going to Arkansas is a step down from Houston.
Pretty much.
Not every SEC opportunity is a good opportunity.
Pretty much. Despite what Devontae says about the SEC.
Correct.
Sometimes it's best not to come in the SEC. Sometimes there are better situations and better teams than the teams who are in the SEC. So just I'm moving on. I'm moving on from De'Aaron King because that's not a route that that Tennessee is going to take. So
Devontae will be happy to know that.
He will be extremely happy. Extremely happy.
So Miami, Arkansas, are those the only two? What about LSU, Oklahoma?
I don't know about those. I just saw where he is going to take a visit to Miami, and I saw where Arkansas was maybe a potential place he was going to look at as well. So
interesting.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel that Tennessee will not talk to him?
I trust Jim Chaney.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm on. I trust Jim Chaney. Jim Chaney has earned the right to make decisions and me not question him too much. I mean, that's just what I'm on right now. I think when you have accomplished what Jim Chaney's accomplished, you've earned that right. So if there's a guy that he likes more, or if he is happy with what we have, then I trust him. He better make it right. It has to be right, because that position is what may get us over the hump or hold us back. So I trust Jim Chaney, man. That's how I feel, Stokes. I trust him.
It's exhausting as a Tennessee fan, and I can't even imagine what it's like as a player or coach on the team to know that every time your quarterback drops back and when that ball leaves his hands, you got to hold your breath because you don't know what's fixing to happen.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, I like to know for certain what's going to happen, just like in everyday life. Like, I would like to walk in the studio and know 100% that I don't have to reset something or a streaming service decides to take a poop one day, and that certainty is great. Or
that's so stressful.
Or like when you crank your car up and it gives you that and you talk to it. Come on, baby. 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 Come on. Come on. Like, not knowing if your car's going to start up or not knowing that something's going to mess up. I mean, that's stressful. I mean, that just, you want the consistency. And that's how we feel as Tennessee fans. We want a level of consistency from the quarterback position. And so we're not wrong. We're not disrespectful. We are not any less of a fan to react anytime there's a quarterback transfer available. I mean, I'm just like y'all. I saw Chase Bryce. I was like, I wonder if that could work. You ever been in Knoxville, Chase Bryce? It ain't number 3 hours away. I'm pretty sure you can get the directions from Amari and T. I mean, they know all the shortcuts to Knoxville.
You used to wearing orange already.
Yeah, so that's really how I feel until I see consistency at that position. But we'll see, man. We shall see. We shall see. Kyle Alexander signs a 2-way contract with the Miami Heat. So I mean, we got several guys from Tennessee's last team in the NBA, and creating some noise. Admiral Schofield's been balling for the Wizards and for the DC Go-Go's.
Go-Go's.
Yeah, Jordan McRae as well. He dropped 61 the other night for the Go-Go's. Kyle Alexander, again, signed his 2-way deal. We've seen Jordan Bone kind of go back and forth. And it kind of lets you know how difficult it is to replace that level of talent for Rick Barnes. And everyone, the low-hanging fruit, the easiest thing to say is, $5 million. $5 million. Well, guess what? You're going to have to pay that money anyways. Mm-hmm. If you don't pay him $5 million, now you got to go find someone that will coach this program. And if you don't find the right guy, then you're talking about hiring him, firing him, paying him a buyout. So you're going to spend that $5 million regardless, in my opinion. So you might as well pay the guy that you believe in, the guy that is bringing in the 4th best recruiting class in the country next year, and just understand that, it's just a tough year of replacing a lot of talent, playing a lot of guys. But it's never fun to see Tennessee get beat down the way they did by Georgia. That was just embarrassing. I know it's tough for you, Seth, even though it's basketball.
I still care. I still hate Georgia. I don't care if it's basketball, football, tiddlywinks, baseball, whatever it is. I still hate them. That was embarrassing to watch. But I never had extremely high expectations for this basketball season. Like, I didn't walk into this season going, Elite 8 run at all. I thought it would be a little better than it is.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't expect Turner to not be able to play, essentially. I didn't expect Bowden to disappear for long stretches at a time. I expected more from them. But what's surprising is And I don't know if it's a lack of on-court leadership or what it is, but it's just the seeming lack of effort defensively at times. Like, you're going to have nights where you're just going to struggle to shoot. This team's had a lot of them, but that if you're playing good defense, you can kind of offset some of that. Get the game ugly, and hope you get lucky, you just make your free throws. But they're not even, in some of these losses, they're not even playing quality defense, which is, it's all about hustle and want to, and that's the part that's concerning for me. And a lot of that's not on Barnes. Like, I like Barnes' candor after games, talking about, a lot of the stuff we were doing successfully the past couple of years, other teams are starting to use it, and we can't now because our guys aren't willing to run it. It's like, that's telling. Like, and some of that's, why aren't they willing to run it? And you, as a coach, what do you do to change that mindset? Like, he's in a tough spot, but you're right. That low-hanging fruit, well, $5 million.
Yeah.
I mean, this year wasn't going to be a special year. Everybody's looking to next year. This year was going to be a kind of a filler, fill in the gap, just survive, and then it's going to be better next year.
Yeah. That's what I'm on, man. That's kind of how I feel as well. NFL playoffs this weekend. The Tennessee Titans. A lot of good news in the state of Tennessee. Well, at least for Tennessee. I don't know about Vanderbilt and some of the other programs, but a lot of good things happening. University of Tennessee and with the Tennessee Titans. Can they beat the Chiefs this weekend and get to the Super Bowl? Tennessee Titans, Kansas City Chiefs this weekend. Also Packers and 49ers in the NFC for a trip to the Super Bowl. Seth Stokes on the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Ben McKee, Jason Swain right here in the Low T Center studio. Be right back.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Due to a special purchase, Beatty Chevrolet has over 100 pre-owned crossovers and SUVs at tremendous savings during the $1 Million Markdown event. 100 crossovers and SUVs from Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda, Mazda, and more. All makes and models starting at $89.95. And we'll buy your vehicle on the spot. Plus, get the Beatty warranty for life during the $1 Million Markdown. Only at Beatty Chevrolet in Knoxville or shop BeattyChevrolet.com. Sale prices plus tax, title, and license.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Craving flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at your local grocery store. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gluten-free select varieties like the cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy small-town flavor in every bite. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain Event.
Man, I think it's okay for us to cheer for the Titans this weekend, right, guys? Stokes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ben?
You already know I'll be cheering for the Titans. There's no shame in my game. As long as they're not playing for the Steelers, I pull for the Titans. They're the in-state team. And my boy plays for them. My boy has a chance to go to the Super Bowl, playing the Super Bowl. So I'll be pulling for the Titans.
Yeah, man. I think we all here pulling for the Titans to win. And I think even more this game than any of the last two playoff games the Titans have won on the road, I think they'll have to lean on Derrick Henry more now than really any time in the playoffs, because the guy across the field from you, where's number 15, you want him off the football field. Mm-hmm. And the only way you could do that is running the football and being successful running the football and converting third downs. No, it's great to go score points. That's cool. But if you can score points during long drives, getting first downs on third downs and rushing the football, that would be even better. That would be ideal for the Tennessee Titans. So how can you not root for the Tennessee Titans right now? If you're a Jaguar fan or a Texas fan, I get it, or Colts fan, but if your team is any other team besides the Titans, how can you not root for the Titans right now if you live in the state of Tennessee?
Yeah, it's an exciting time for that franchise and their fans. I mean, they've been through it. There's no doubt about it. And if you're a lifelong Titans fan, kudos to you. I mean, it's not been the easiest run. And if you're a fan of old school football, how can you not enjoy watching the Titans play right now? Quarterback's just managing the game. You're running the football and playing good defense.
It's going to be a good one, man. I mean, you got really one team out of the four that air the ball out. The other three, man, they've been running the football. The Packers, the 49ers, and the Tennessee Titans. And it just lets you know how important the game is changing. You have analytics. You have the rules changing to promote the passing game, to put up points. But it's cool to see old school football being played right now. Really cool. I'm switching the subject again. I'm going all over the place today, Stokes. All over the place. So, arrest warrant for Odell Beckham Jr. yesterday because he slapped the butt of a police officer in the locker room. And guys, this is a topic starter. This is a conversation because like you have, and I'm surprised, you have this line, and there's people really on one side of the line saying like Odell Beckham is being targeted and it's not fair, and he has shown maturity. They coming after him. What? Listen. Do I think the arrest warrant is maybe a little too much? Yeah, sure. But if you don't do what you did, you don't have to worry about the other side of the police officers maybe being excessive with the penalty here. You can't put your hands on a police officer. I don't care if you're joking or if you're not joking. And Odell has let that money really, really change him because how are you that comfortable even close to a police officer, to be honest? I get nervous every time I see one, let alone be close to one, and I could be innocent. How many of us driving on 40, we go on the speed limit, we got our seatbelt on, we doing everything right, and we see an officer, and we still tense up. I'm doing something wrong. That's just a natural reaction. Odell got so much money, he feels like he can slap the police officer on the butt.
In my opinion, he does not feel like the rules apply to him.
My goodness. I mean, this is easy. You can't be doing that, Odell. And the whole money, giving the money to the players, I don't care about that. But that wasn't your moment. Those young men won a national championship. But you are being like P. Diddy. You're dancing in the videos, man. You're dancing in front of the camera. You're not allowing those players to have their moment, their shine. So now it's all about Odell Beckham Jr. There's been more talk about OBJ, and I'm a part of it, than LSU actually winning a championship because of him. He always doing too much, a little bit too much, a lot. That's him. And so I don't know how anyone is taking up for Odell Beckham Jr. slapping the butt of a police officer, and now he's being held accountable for. I don't understand how you can take his side on this particular situation.
And what's crazy is, in my opinion, the worst thing that he did during the national championship game isn't even being talked about the most. So to recap what all he did, he handed out real money to LSU wide receivers after the game. He slapped the butt of a police officer. There's a video going around last night of him taking a megaphone from the band director, and I can't listen to what it's saying, but they're trying to get the megaphone back from him. So I imagine he's not saying anything that he should be saying. Probably saying some things that he shouldn't be. But the worst thing, in my opinion, that he did, Coach O is giving his post-game speech, and he interrupts Coach O for like 10 straight seconds.
Dude.
This whole situation is silly.
It sure is.
Like, everything about it is silly. Odell is being silly. He was being silly with all of that. The fact that there's an arrest warrant is silly, but it's justified because he put his hands on the police officer, knowing darn well you're not supposed to.
You can't do that. Yeah, man.
You can't. You just can't. Now, I don't know what the police officer was doing in the locker room. Like, looked like he was kind of not interrogating, but kind of questioning one of the players and what that player had in his possession.
Cigars.
Looking for alcohol, too.
I mean, guys, they won a national championship, Stokes, and they're smoking cigars. Like, police officer, is this the time? Really?
That was my thought, was what is he doing in the locker room, going through people, like, questioning people's stuff and everything. But then, Odell, in that situation, walk away. Walk away. Like, the whole money thing, I don't think people should not be allowed to give players money. If it's their money, if they want to give it to them, let them give it to them. Like, whatever. But he's making it, by acting like this LSU super fan, he's making it harder on LSU because he's acting silly and stupid. And one, he's embarrassing the university he's standing for. And two, like now the universities had to go out and put out statements about the money because you can't do that.
Stokes, you know the one thing that I've learned during this whole Odell Beckham Jr. situation, the one thing that I have learned is that Odell Beckham Jr. handles his alcohol like a freshman sorority girl in college.
I remember my first beer.
Bro, you a grown man. How do you act like that? Drinking a little bit of, I mean, he handles his alcohol like a sorority girl.
He was white girl wasted.
Hey man, you said it, not me. But I agree.
He's acting worse than Kevin Hart did when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. And there's a video. There's another one. Him trying to back down Karl Malone on the field, celebrating after the game.
We not on the basketball court, Odell.
And this is after. So it turns out the cops threw him out of the band section because he was trying to get the band and bribing them with money to play neck after the game.
Oh my God, he's doing too much. He's doing too much, man. How you get that drunk?
Just someone he needs better friends.
Yeah, man. You gotta have someone that says, "Hey, Odell, sit down, man. Don't do that. Don't do that." Like what? I want to know what he was drinking to have you at that level, because I know for me, like when I partake in spirits, it makes me like sleepy. I chill. I relax. I mean, he is on another planet. Golly, man, just embarrassing. Entertainment for us though. Great for us.
It's so funny.
It's great for us. Not great for LSU and him, but great for us.
A perfect
what's
Cleveland
that mean?
Brown.
But baby, what is you doing? Like that is
exactly
that is a meme in life.
He interrupted the head coach while he's talking to his team
after they won a national championship.
Who does that? Odell does that.
Acting fool.
But to your point, Swain, let's not put him in the same conversation as Antonio Brown. Two totally different situations. OBJ's incidents are just a bunch of stupid incidents. He's not out here cussing the cops and his baby mama in front of his 3 kids and saying things that nobody on this planet should say.
No. And Antonio Brown, you know you got it bad when Drew Rosenhaus drops you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because Drew Rosenhaus never dropped Terrell Owens. And people try to make T.O. look, terrible, but he never got arrested. Like, he never did anything like that. You know it's bad when Drew Rosenhaus drops you, and he did that yesterday. So I saw where there's like on a bet site, they're betting whether Antonio Brown's going to get arrested the next 6 months.
I'll take that bet.
Yeah, I just hope he gets some help. I really do. Coach SAJ says, good morning, Swain and Ben. Was listening to you all the other morning when you were discussing the quarterback situation. Thought it was very good. The rest of the day, the parrots were out there in the other talk shows. Saw a lot of personalities parroting your words on Twitter and their shows. Isn't the knowledge out there amazing? Thanks for what you do. See you at signing day. I'll be thinking about those wings for a year now. So thank you, Coach SAJ. Appreciate you, and we'll see you here in a couple weeks. See you in a couple weeks. But Nancy says, put a little Red Bull in your drink, Swain. It's like getting drunk and electrocuted all at the same time.
See,
why would I want to do that?
I'm not drinking with Buck Nasty. Buck Nasty get me in trouble.
Why would I want to feel that way?
Well, if you know if it's early and you know you have a tendency to get tired, we'll vodka Red Bull. This is a good way to start the night.
No, I don't want to wake up the next day or someone tell me later on in the day of something I said or something I did and me saying, really, I said that? I don't want to feel that way.
Well, no, you don't want to get to that level. I'm saying if you know you get sleepy and you're going to be trying to, cash out at 10 when the party's going still, like that's a good way to stay in it.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just.
Now you got to be mature and be able to handle yourself at that point. But yeah.
Jared in Greenville says Odell needs a no, bro.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. A no man.
Jarvis Landry should be that person for Odell.
Should be.
Where's Jarvis Landry? He's a former LSU wide receiver. I didn't see him at the game. I'm sure he was, but didn't see him.
Probably was on the sideline like the rest of the alums, behaving and watching the game like they should, and just chilling.
Odell needs to be more like Marcus Spears. Marcus Spears and Ryan Clark had the time of their life, and you did not see any storylines involving them.
Well, the difference is they had to work.
I mean, Booger wasn't working. He didn't. Booger didn't do anything wrong, for once.
See, Odell can do that and still have a job. Booger can't do that. Marcus Spears can't do that.
Booger definitely can. Booger's already on edge.
No, he can't do that, especially after that offer to Tony Romo. So,
forget Tony Romo, especially after what he said about the Texans needing to run a draw on third down and then spike it on fourth down.
Yeah. That wasn't his best moment there. It wasn't his best moment at all.
Booger's much better at giving take post game than he is at calling the action and trying to. Like I appreciate that they gave him an opportunity. Like when it was first announced that he was going to be part of that crew, Swain and I were both like, "That's awesome! Like this should be fun."
Yeah,
it's great on the radio and on TV and everything. Opinionated, really funny. And now it's like, no, that's not what he needs to be doing. His skill set does not lend itself to this very well.
I think it's time for us to really, really realize, and we know this, but just it hits home how hard that job really is. Mm-hmm. We were spoiled. Growing up, I had John Madden, and we recently had John Gruden, and Gruden did a great job doing that. We've had some great play-by-play guys in NFL, and I think over the last 2-3 years, we've seen how hard it is. I mean, you can't just go from the playing field to the booth. It really gives the guys that have been doing it a very, very, very long time, who are not athletes, it gives them much more credibility because that's hard to do. Like, it's really, really, really hard to do. So Booger has flown up the ladder from doing radio in Tampa to joining the SEC network and then being linking up with ABC and being like the main guy for college football, and then going to NFL. I mean, he's had a awesome rise, but it's hard. So I'm not gonna sit here and make fun of him too much because that's amazing that he's been able to climb that fast. It's just hard to do, and maybe he'll do college football games, and I think he would be great at that. But that's a lot of pressure to be Monday Night Football, ESPN. I mean, that's tough. That's tough.
It is, and it's one of those things where not every great player would make a great coach, and just because you know the game well doesn't mean you can necessarily articulate it well in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Stokes, who do you have winning the playoff games this weekend?
That Green Bay one, that Green Bay San Francisco game kind of got me stumped a little bit. I think the Titans beat the Chiefs, in all honesty. I think the Titans are rolling right now. I mean, the Chiefs are dang good, and if they slow Derrick Henry down, and it's gonna be a long day for Tennessee. But I don't see that happening. The man has more rushing yards on the road this year than any player in the last 70 years.
It's amazing.
He's performing at a special level right now.
It's amazing.
And I think the Titans get it done. I think they're focused. Not saying the Chiefs aren't, but there's just something about the Titans right now. But San Fran and Green Bay, that is an interesting one. People were writing Green Bay off.
Mm-hmm.
They're done early this year. And here they are competing for NFC Championship. And San Fran's just they're rolling. And they're doing it, Shanahan has remembered that he has running back. He kind of forgot about that in the second half of the Super Bowl. So from a coaching standpoint, I give San Francisco the edge. From an experience standpoint, you kind of got to go with Green Bay. In all honesty, I think you're going to see a Tennessee-San Francisco Super Bowl.
Ryan Tannehill going back to Miami.
That would be great, man. Yeah, I think the Titans. I think they're going to win. I said on 3 Hour Lunch yesterday, I got them winning 34-31. I think the 49ers, because of their front four, will give Aaron Rodgers trouble.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. I think the front four 49ers will dominate, and I think the 49ers will win. So I got Titans, 49ers in the Super Bowl, which means it's going to be the Packers and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Right. Like we both said that. The opposite is going to happen.
Yeah, the opposite is definitely going to happen.
I'm just still confused on how the Texans let that game get away from them like that.
Bill O'Brien.
Like, still a loss for words on that.
They were going to lose that game regardless. I can't blame it all on him. But the fake punt, that wasn't smart. That was not smart at all. And maybe that fueled kind of the comeback. And who knows what would have happened if they would have just kicked it and forced Kansas City to drive the field. But certainly didn't hurt for Kansas City to have an easy field position. Stokes, it's always fun, man. Have you on first hour on Fridays, and we will do a show on Monday for those wondering. It's a holiday and won't be school, won't be work, but we will do a show on Monday. And Stokes, thanks so much for your time, man. Hope you have a great weekend, my friend.
Yeah, brother. Hope you all have a great weekend as well.
Sounds good. Seth Stokes from the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Hotline is open. 865-255-03. Ben McKee, Jason Swain here. Hour 2 coming up.
Touchdown or turnover is up next on the Swain event.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. The next thing you know, you're being arrested for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
In debt? In too deep? Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union says, stop treading water and get out of the deep end. If you've got debt, make a splash and come get some cash. If Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union can refinance your car, boat, camper, motorcycle, credit cards, personal or home loan, they'll pay you up to $500. So come take the plunge right now. Refinance your loans. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union will pay you. 5 convenient locations. Visit atfcu.com. Equal housing lender.
Touchdown or Turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown Turnover backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong, better rates and better service. We talked about what happened with LSU post game and the money and all that. Well, Emmanuel Ancho, who played college football at the University of Texas, also played in the NFL, does a great job for ESPN covering NFL and college football. He was asked to kind of give some context and give his opinion on the situation with giving money to players on the football field that OBJ did. And he shares a story about the 2009 championship game where Texas played Alabama. He says, quote, "We went to the national championship game in 2009 and it was public to the team. For every interception the defensive back got, they were going to get $1,000. For every pick y'all got against Alabama in the national championship game, you're going to get $1,000. Now the difference is we didn't do it publicly on the field. Touchdown Turnover, if you are a Texas fan, you have a problem with Emmanuel letting this go public. Touchdown Turnover.
Yes, I do. Just keep your mouth shut. Like, I don't have a problem with Texas doing it, but because it is against the rules, don't talk about it publicly. Why shed light on it? That's my thought process on it. So if Fred White came on the show and said, yeah, Tennessee's coaches were giving us $1,000 every time we made a tackle for a loss or an interception, I would say, Fred, don't say that. Fred, keep that to yourself.
1998,
and I get
20 years ago.
I get that, but it's just my thought process is just don't shed any light on it. Don't bring any unnecessary attention to your football program. Tom Herman's already dealing with a lot.
Yeah,
can't even get over the hump at Texas. So that I don't have a huge problem with it. But if I were a Texas fan, my preference would be for him to just keep it to yourself.
I went back and checked the stats in 2009 championship game to see if there was any turnovers from Alabama. They turned the ball over twice, and Texas turned the football over 5 times. Texas did get an interception. Blake Gideon, who is now the special teams coordinator at Ole Miss, picked the ball off against Alabama. So, did he get $1,000? Is statute of limitations passed? Honestly, I don't really care, but like, I agree with you. I'm going to say touchdown. As much as, Arian, my boy, Arian Foster, when he was kind of sharing what was going on when he was in school, I was like, hey, shh, hey man, be quiet, hush, hush, shh. And and after he said it, like me and him talked, and he had already kind of researched the statute of limitations, so he knew nothing could happen to Tennessee. Mm-hmm. Like, he already researched that.
Of course he did.
Yeah, his objective was to expose the NCAA. That was what he wanted to do. It wasn't trying to hurt Tennessee. But I reached out to him after he did that. I was like, hey man, what you doing? Shh. He's like, I researched it already. A lawyer, we good. But I know there was a lot of fans, Tennessee fans were like, man, what are you doing? Be quiet. And I'm pretty sure there's Texas fans doing the same thing to Emmanuel Ancho.
I do think there's a difference.
Go ahead.
I do think there's a difference between like LSU players coming out and saying that after the championship game. Like if Joe Burrow came out and said, yeah, a famous LSU booster told me that for every touchdown I throw, I'm going to get $1,000. I do think there's a difference saying it right after the game takes place and 11 years later, like Emmanuel Ocho did. So I do think there's a difference, although I'm not really a fan of either. I think you should just keep it to yourself and don't bring any unwarranted negative press on your program, no matter how long ago it was.
Did you say negative press on your program? You did say that.
I did.
Alonzo Highsmith, former Miami stud, great. There's talk about him returning to Miami, kind of like like a general manager type of role. But the Miami president came out and says Alonzo is part of the Hurricane family, and as someone who has spent his life around football at all levels is a real asset. We have had numerous discussions about our program and his observations. We approached him about an opportunity to join our team, but he decided it was best to stay in the NFL, and wait for it, we wish him continued success in his role with the Browns. Think about this, man. Miami is his school. Miami's going through they're going through some problems right now, some drama. And as a Tennessee fan, it's kind of, it's refreshing to sit back and watch another power kind of go through what we went through with with a train wreck of culture. And that's what seems to be going on down in Miami. But just think about this. Alonzo Highsmith would rather stay with the Cleveland Browns than go help his alma mater. Just think about that. The Cleveland Browns. He would rather stay with the Cleveland Browns.
I can't get over the fact that Miami threw shade at him for staying with the Browns. That's how I took that quote.
Really? I don't see any shade. Where?
Continued success with the Browns. What success are the Browns having?
Well, if he's having success, we wish him continued success in his role with the Cleveland Browns. So that can mean that he's doing a good job. Doesn't mean that, doesn't mean, I don't read it as the person throwing shade at the Browns. I mean, he's doing his job right.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
Yeah, that's how I look at it.
Yeah, that is weird. Wow, Miami has fallen, haven't they? I told you the other day they have now lost to Florida International and Louisiana Tech in 2 out of their last 3 football games. And granted, it was Manny Diaz's first season as head coach. They just have such a steep hill to climb with Florida State. I think Florida State is going to take off under Mike Norvell. I really like Mike Norvell. I think he is going to be really good at Florida State, and I hope he is really good at Florida State because, Tennessee may run into Mike Norvell on the recruiting trail every now and then, but Mike Norvell being successful at Florida State is good for Tennessee because he puts pressure on Dan Mullen and the Florida Gators. And Tennessee needs that right now because nobody in the state of Florida is putting pressure on Dan Mullen and the Florida Gators.
Nope.
Nobody. I mean, UCF has been the second best program in the state over the last couple of years. UCF and FAU. And sure, they're not playing the same level of competition, but hopefully Mike Norvell can get it turned around. But Miami has to deal with Mike Norvell and Florida State, assuming they do get going, get up off the mat. They're not out recruiting Dan Mullen right now. Dan Mullen goes in to Miami, and I mean, he gets who he wants. Heck, Nick Saban has more success recruiting the Miami area than Miami does.
It's weird. It's weird. Question for you, Ben, and this question is for everybody listening. I saw where Peter Burns had tweeted this out because he was filling in Feinbaum, and I was stumped when he asked this question. So I want to ask y'all the same question. and we may need to go to break to think about this.
Okay.
Y'all may need a break to think about this because this is a tough question. Can you rank from 1 to 5 returning SEC quarterbacks?
Nope. I already know that. I've already done this mentally on my own.
Can you rank the returning quarterbacks in the SEC?
Nope.
No, we're going to do it now. We're going to do it.
I mean, we can, but it's not something that I feel confident in.
You really have to, like, think about this. You just can't rattle off names off the top of your head. It's not easy. You really have to think hard about this. There was one point where, like, the SEC had all the quarterbacks. I mean, just a ton of them. You know, Jared Stidham and Tua and Jake Fromm and got a ton of guys.
Jared Garantano.
And now, guys, can you put together a top 5 list of returning quarterbacks in this conference? Can you redo it? Can you do it?
Not one that I feel confident in, but I do feel confident in my number 1 quarterback.
Let's try it. Let's try to rank the returning quarterbacks in this conference. Swain Event, be right back.
Not in Knoxville? Not a problem. Download the free Swain Event app for iPhone and Android devices.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Join the Swain event at Dead End Barbecue on Wednesday, February 5th to celebrate the Vault's victories on the recruiting trail. Enjoy a special barbecue breakfast and listen to Jason Swain and the guys break down each signee during this special edition of the Swain event live from Dead End Barbecue. Former players will be on hand as well as great guests. What better way to celebrate the 2020 signing class than enjoying some delicious barbecue and hanging out with the Swain event? Spend National Signing Day with the Swain event and Dead End Barbecue.
Hey there, Swain Event listeners. The new year is here, and it's that time for new beginnings and adventure, which may include buying, selling, or investing in real estate. If this is part of your 2020 plan, then give me a call, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty, 865-694-5904, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
Do you have cracks in your foundation? A wet basement, or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give B-Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958, that's right, nearly 60 years, B-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. B-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words: better call B-Dry. Reach out to B-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call B-Dry.
While the players are gearing up for the gridiron, it's time for you to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Peter Millar, and all of those retro logos you love. And the 2 for $28 t-shirt deal? Game changer. And don't forget about the rest of your game day crew. There are plenty of options for the entire family and to upgrade that tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com. It's football time in Tennessee.
If you aren't following the Swain event on Twitter, then are you even on Twitter? Hit that follow button. It's the right thing to do.
Guys, this is hard. This is tough. Can you name the top 5 returning quarterbacks in the SEC? That's the question. 865-255-03, B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Can you do that? Can you name top 5 quarterbacks in this conference? Returning. I think number 1 is pretty easy. 2 through 5 is tough.
Number 1, Jarrett Garantano. I have my list. Number 1 is Kasim Hill. Number 2 is Jimmy Holiday. Number 3 is JT Shrout. Number 4 is Harrison Bailey. And number 5 is Jawan Jennings for a 6th year.
Outside Tennessee.
I think this is finally an argument we can have about where players rank in the SEC without Tennessee fans getting mad at us for not including a Tennessee player.
Number 1. Who you got?
Kyle Trask.
I think Kyle Trask is the best returning quarterback.
I thought he had a really good season. I thought he was better than Felipe Franks, not only just as a pure quarterback, but as a leader. I thought that Florida offense and team really took another step in the right direction after Kyle Trask went in.
Number 2 is tough, but I'll tell you where I went with number 2. I went with Kellen Mond.
That's what I did.
Yeah, I'm going with Kellen Mond, number 2. Now, for the next 3 spots, here are the guys that you think about. Terry Wilson in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Helinski at South Carolina. Mm-hmm. Jerry Garantano, Tennessee.
Mm-mm.
Bo Nix, Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
John Plumlee at Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm. Jamie Newman at Georgia.
Now,
are we technically he's not returning to the SEC, so are we including him in this conversation?
Yeah, let's include him. Let's include him. And so let's open it up to SEC quarterbacks at this point in 2020. So yeah, let's include him. I watched a little bit of him at Wake Forest. Probably more I watched on him than Plumlee, to be honest. Who else is in the mix?
Garrett Schrader, maybe.
Garrett Schrader at Mississippi State.
To be honest with you, I did not consider Jarrett Garantano for a top 5. I think if we're talking about top 10, and yes, I realize there are only 14 schools, but if we're talking top 8, top 10, then that's where JG would fall for me.
We got to include JG in top 5 returning quarterbacks?
No.
You're not putting him at 5?
No.
Who you putting at 3, 4, and 5?
Mine is Mac Jones, number 3.
Okay.
Bo Nix at 4.
Okay.
John Reese Plumlee at 5. But that 5th spot, the 5th spot while I'm going Plumlee is because of Lane Kiffin. I like Ryan Helinski at South Carolina, but he's coming off of a torn ACL. Jamie Newman looks like he is going to be fun to watch. Terry Wilson, he's coming off of an injury, but he's exciting to watch. I didn't really consider Garrett Schrader for the 5th spot, but I did think he was at least worth mentioning.
Yeah, I'm going Jamie Newman at 3. And I'm gonna go Bo Nix at 4. And the 5th spot is tough. But I don't think I can put JG at 5 either. I don't know who I can put at 5. Is it Helinski or is it someone else? Oh man, it's tough. What if Felipe Franks goes to Arkansas?
No, still not considering him for the top 5.
Ah, man. I think Jared's better than Helinski, though. And I thought he was better than Helinski this year. Even with the poor start. Like I thought he was better than Helinski. I thought Helinski had some really up and down moments. And again, we're comparing a 4-year player, a redshirt freshman, to a true freshman. But hey, man, you quarterback, so it's not gonna be fair. 865, 255.03. Yeah, I got Newman at 3, Bo Nix at 4, and that 5th spot, I just
no Mac Jones. You're not feeling Mac Jones.
I like him, but he's hard to really gauge because he's throwing the 3 first-round wide receivers. And I watched him against us, and he peed down his leg. He was throwing rocks like he's at the river. They were skipping him.
That was by far his worst game of the season.
Yeah, so like I that's what I think of when I think about Mac Jones. And I don't know if he even is going to be the quarterback for Alabama this year.
Fair point.
They got the number 1 quarterback coming in.
What's his name? Bryce Young.
Yeah.
And Talia, little Tua is nipping at his heels.
Yeah, so he might not even be the guy. Let's go to the phones. 865-255-03. Who we got?
Tony in Kingsport.
Tony in Kingsport. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning, guys. It's been a while since I've talked to you. I just usually like to just listen and laugh, get some insight. And you just messed me up with that Jones because I actually had him at 1 or 2. But then I started thinking about it. When you think about the quarterback play, is it based off of, accuracy, decision-making, everything like that, or the talent around him? Trask is good, yes, but he also has some very good talent around him. So I was going with Trask 1, and for potential Knicks 2, then Mon, Plumlee, and now Jones is my top 5, I would think.
Yeah, I guess I can put Jones at 5. I mean, I guess I could.
I mean, his last 2 games threw for over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions against Michigan. Had the 2 really bad interceptions against Auburn, but still threw for 4 touchdowns.
I mean, the same way we look at Kyle Trask, you say, okay, look at the talent around him, but at the same time, you look at him in the pocket, he's not making a ton of mistakes. He is under control. Ball placement is there. I'm not going to take any credit away from Kyle Trask just because he has talent around him. And there's also more of a sample size than we got with Mac Jones. Also, I saw him firsthand light us up, whereas Mac Jones, he did not light us up. He struggled. And he's only played a few amount of games.
And Felipe Franks had that same talent as Kyle Trask, and that offense took a huge step forward with Kyle Trask at quarterback.
That is true, because I was wondering, it's like, would Florida have had more of a successful season if Felipe Franks had continued to play?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put JG in top 5. I'm really trying to. I can't right now.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when all you do is carry JG's water, right?
I can't do it. Yeah, I guess so, Ben. I
Hey,
can't.
before I go, guys, I just had one quick thing I wanted to say before. It doesn't have to do with the quarterbacks, but just a real TD turnover before you get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think if our line is gels, like, for the next year, is there a possibility we could have 2,000-yard rushers? And I'll leave you with that. Thanks, guys.
Man, that's a good one. Wow. That's a good one. So the only time that's happened in history at Tennessee was in 2004 with Cedric Houston and Gerald Riggs. That tandem, you had one guy in Gerald Riggs that could, he could take it to the house. He had the breakaway speed to take it to the house. Cedric Houston had the vision, had the one-cut ability, downhill ability. Cedric Houston had 1,005 yards. Gerald Riggs had 1,107 yards that game. They both averaged over 5.5 yards per carry. I don't think so.
2 1,000-yard rushers?
2 1,000-yard rushers. 2.
No, I don't see it. And I think Eric Gray will rush for 1,000 yards, assuming that he stays healthy.
I think he will, too.
But I think I don't think both Tim Jordan and Ty Chandler are going to be on campus next year. I think at least one of those guys transfers out. But even if both of those guys are on campus, they'll essentially be splitting carries for that number 2 back, which is why one of them is going to end up transferring out. So I just don't see it happening. And then even if one of those guys transfers out, or if both Ty Chandler and Tim Jordan transfer out, then you're relying on Carlin Fields-Ami. If he stays at running back, I don't see him rushing for 1,000 yards. And then if not Carlin Fields-Ami, then you have 3 freshmen, Jabari Small, Laneith Whitehead, and T. Hodge. Are we going to expect for a freshman to rush for 1,000 yards during his first season on Rocky Top? I don't see that one happening.
Ty Chandler this year had the most attempts at 135. Second was Tim Jordan, and then third was Eric Gray. In 2004, you had 2 guys that had most of the carries. Jared Riggs had 193 carries, and Cedric Houston had 181. So you had 2 guys account for 374 carries. Still more than the 3 this year. 340 between Eric Gray, Tim Jordan, and Ty Chandler. So just that alone, I'm going to say no. I don't think we have 2 guys go for 1,000 yards apiece. I just don't. I can go look at Georgia's stats, and hopefully I can do that without Ray UGA getting upset. Talking about Georgia, I don't want him upset. Don't need him yelling into the video. Talking about the Swain event, don't need that at all.
That would be funny.
That would be hilarious. But you look how great Georgia's offensive line was this year, and they had trouble passing the ball, which means hey, why not lean more on your running game? Even with the best running back in the country, in my opinion, DeAndre Swift, he had 196 attempts. Brian Herron had 103. So between those two, they did have right at 300 carries. Still not the same as Gerald Riggs and Cedric Houston. And they didn't have anyone – they didn't have 2 guys come close to getting 1,000 yards. Now, DeAndre Swift got 1,000 yards, but Brian Herron only had 490. And then Zamar White had 408. That's why – it's so remarkable that Tennessee had 2 1,000-yard rushers, and it's never happened in Tennessee football history. So think about Jerry O'Neal years where that's all they did was run the football. Think about Johnny Major years and how many great running backs we had during that time. And think about Coach Fulmer's time before 2004. It was never done. That's hard. That's hard to do. Can we find a school that had 2 1,000-yard rushers? And when was the last time that's happened in college?
College just does not play enough games to produce 2 1,000-yard rushers, in my opinion. If Tennessee is going to have 2 1,000-yard rushers, it's going to be because Tennessee played for a national championship and they played 2 extra football games than they normally would if they simply made a bowl game. Because if you think about it, it's more common in the NFL because they play 16 games, whereas in college, at minimum, you're playing 12.
Okay, so I looked it up, and we'll have to double check this. But 2018, there was 4 schools who did it: Connecticut, Memphis, and Oklahoma, Pittsburgh. Oklahoma did it because Kyler Murray was a quarterback, and then they had a running back go for 1,000 yards. So UConn, Memphis, Oklahoma, Pittsburgh, and in 2017, Sonny Michel and Nick Chubb did it. Mm-hmm. Okay, Georgia Tech did it with Taquan Marshall and Kervonte Beeson. Remember, Marshall was a quarterback that gave us trouble there at the Georgia Dome.
Too much trouble.
And then Dale Taylor made the play late in the fourth quarter to help Tennessee seal the deal against Georgia Tech. Navy did it too with Malcolm Perry and Will Adney. So teams that run the triple option or teams that have the dual threat quarterbacks, okay. I could see having 2,000-yard rushers. 2 running backs, though, that's hard. Georgia did it with 2000. They did it in 2017 with Sonny Michel and Nick Chubb. I don't know if Tennessee can do that. But it's a really good question.
They have the offensive line to do it. I don't think they have the running backs to do it.
Yeah, because it takes long ball potential, breakout speed, big play potential from the running backs. And other than Eric Gray, who's taking it to the house without getting called? I don't know. 865-255-03. We'll go back to the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline after this.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
For a limited time only, Hiller is offering 0% interest financing for up to 48 months on qualifying high-efficiency HVAC systems. With no down payment required, expert installations, and convenient monthly payments, now is the perfect time to schedule. Visit happyhiller.com today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com. Fellas, I have a very important question to start the new year. Have you noticed a lack of energy, motivation, and drive? It could be from low T, or it could be from something else, like sleep apnea, or even low thyroid. Start your new year healthier with a quick and easy health assessment at Low T Center. They treat more than just low T, including sleep apnea, low thyroid, and more. It's covered by most health insurance. If you've been feeling tired, grumpy, have weight gain, or loss of muscle, call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Due to a special purchase, Beatty Chevrolet has over 100 pre-owned crossovers and SUVs at tremendous savings during the $1 Million Markdown event. 100 crossovers and SUVs from Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda, Mazda, and more. All makes and models starting at $89.95. And we'll buy your vehicle on the spot. Plus, get the Beatty warranty for life during the $1 Million Markdown. Only at Beatty Chevrolet in Knoxville or shop BeattyChevrolet.com. Sale prices plus tax, title, and license.
If you aren't following the Swain event on Twitter, then are you even on Twitter? Hit that follow button. It's the right thing to do.
Hour 2 is brought to you by Alumni Hall and alumnihall.com. Let's go to the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline this morning. Let's get to our good friend D.R. Vol. D.R. Vol, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Odell Beckham and Antonio Brown walking to a bar. Who's getting a bag of gummies?
I don't even like putting those guys in the same sentence, man, to be honest. They both, if you're going to do that, it's because of entertainment purposes. But those two guys are clearly doing life differently right now.
Yeah, they'd be fun to watch in a bar, though. You got to admit that.
Yeah, no, they you sit back and watch those guys, have fun. That would be entertainment. But Antonio Brown he's in desperate need of some help, and I worry about the people around him. I worried about him, doing something, crazy because. Watching the Aaron Hernandez story yesterday, and them talking about CTE, and the doctor saying this is not something that just happened. This is over the course of a decade of him playing football. This is how bad his brain was. I think about Antonio taking that hit against the Bengals. Vontez Burfict. And, dude, since that hit,
he has gone crazy.
He's been off the rails. And I wonder if something is going on there. I don't say that to make excuses. I'm not making excuses for what Aaron Hernandez did. But it does kind of open your world up a little bit to make you think about CTE and concussions a little bit differently.
Well, I know that documentary made me look at CTE a lot differently. For sure.
Heck yeah, man. Me too. Now I see why guys are leaving the game. Luke Kuechly being the latest. He had a terrible concussion a year or two ago where he was out a long time, and he's retiring before the age of 30 or right at 30.
He was crying when he got that concussion.
I remember.
Luke Kuechly, one of the meanest, baddest linebackers on the block.
Yeah.
Crying when he got a concussion.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, it's sad. I got one quick question. Then I want to go back to the Aaron Hernandez thing. What about Jakari Caldwell, Swain? I haven't heard anything else about him. I mean, I don't even see anything about him on Twitter. Are we still looking at him? Are we out on him? Or what's the update on him?
We want him, that's for sure. Northwestern High School, same high school as Cordell Patterson and Justin Worley. We want him for sure. I think South Carolina may have a little bit of an edge last time I checked, but we want him. I mean, we want to take another receiver, especially a guy who can run like he can run. He's 6'4", and he has a really high ceiling. But yeah, I mean, we still want him.
I got you. Okay. All right, back to the bag of gummies. Now, with Hernandez, I know you may not be able to say a lot, Swain, but do you remember the part? I can't remember. I think it was episode 2, but he was talking to the Pouncey brothers about the Toradol and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want you to say anything get Tennessee in trouble, and there's stuff I know you can't say, but how prevalent is that? Because I know I've seen a few videos and interviews, guys in the league about 20 years ago talk about the opioid abuse that's in it. I mean, is it that bad in college as well?
So Toradol is, and this is what I was told, Toradol is the strongest painkiller that you can take, like a human can take. The next step up would be something like a horse would take. So Toradol's like the strongest. And so they used to do shots all the time. Well, they got kind of past the shots, and they have a pill version. It's small. I think it's like orange or something, orange or white, one of the two. And you can't take it a lot. You're supposed to take it on like a Friday, later in the week. You can't just take it every single day because it will tear up your insides. And so you literally don't feel any pain. You don't. Which, yeah, it's good for the game, right? If you're hurting and you're trying to play it in the game, it's great. But once it wears off, you are in some serious pain. And you're basically hurting yourself even more. So if you have a sprained ankle and you take Toradol, yeah, you don't feel it, you can play, but you're basically making your ligaments worse. And that's what I did. So that's what I did with my knee. And your job as a school is to try to help your guys get back on the football field. I understand that and I respect that, but there's a line. Excuse me. There's a line of, okay, do we really want to give this guy Toradol, or do we really want him to heal? Because if we don't allow him to heal, he's going to have long-term damage.
Dr. Vol called in and said that Toradol is an anti-inflammatory, not a narcotic.
Yeah, I've given plenty of shots of Toradol
What do you want me to
before at the clinic. I mean, it doesn't make you feel drowsy or anything, but granted, we're probably giving a lot lower dose than what y'all are giving, and especially in the NFL. But you're right, even at that low dose, we'd have to chart, make sure that, somebody have migraine come in or, joint pain or something bad like that. We couldn't give it to them that often. But, yeah, it never made you feel drowsy or something like a hydrocodone would.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And, the hydrocodones are given to you after the game. That's the thing. You get the Toradol a day or two before the game is very strong, and it doesn't make you drowsy. You can't be drowsy on the football field, on the basketball court, but then you get the hydrocodone after the game. So just imagine doing that every single week. Every week you're doing that. So, yeah, you can get hooked on the hydrocodone, but I know our caller called in and said one is a narcotic and one is an anti-inflammatory, but you can get hooked on Toradol because you feel like I can't perform. I need my Toradol. You become, dependent on that. And that's where I caught myself. I was in the Chicago Bear locker room, and I told myself, man, I need some Toradol. And I was like, listen to me. I need this to be able to play. Like, I need it. Like, I can't play without it. That's when I was like, you know what? Nah, man, I'm good. I go do something else. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I cried in my locker, but yeah, like Aaron Hernandez talking about Toradol, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. At the pro level, you can get it a lot easier than maybe at college. College, you have that team physician, that tries to manage how much they give you and how you get it. But the pro level, I mean, everyone gets it. All you need is a doctor to prescribe it to you, and you can get it and pass it around to everybody. You can do that at the pro level, but college is a little bit harder to get it. They're more careful with giving it out.
Also, go ahead, Dear Ron.
Okay, well, what you said, you're right, Swain, because I saw it a lot with patients. You weren't necessarily hooked on it, but you were dependent. And, it's finally what you tell the patient is, you need to go get therapy or surgery or something, because it's not like a B12 shot. You can just come in and get it and go. I mean, you obviously got something going on, and, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. It's more dependency. And I kind of wondered that about how different than college and pros, because I know I'd heard in pros people talk about popping pills, and I thought, surely to God they're not doing it for a game, because, I've had that after, like, an ankle surgery, and, I mean, I was high on life. So I can't imagine playing professional football or even college football after taking it.
Yeah, man, it's something that we don't really think about, and when we do talk about it, you don't really want to talk about it too much, because how do you talk about it and it doesn't like impact your appetite for football? And when you talk about CTE and you start talking about humans being hooked on medications and then damaging your life, like, we love football. And so we try not to think about it that much, because it ruins our appetite for football. Like, you love pizza, that's great, you love pizza. But what if you found out that this is what pepperonis and cheese and tomato sauce will do to you over time? You would stop thinking about it, because like you love pizza, it ruins your appetite. Well, that's how we feel a little bit about college football and football in general. When you start hearing the science and what helmet to helmet brain injuries, CTE can really do to you and make you feel and impact your life. And then the pill addiction, how do you have the same love for the game as a fan? It's hard.
Oh, you're
for
right.
me, it is.
I've asked you on the show before if you missed football, and you said no, you didn't miss hurting. I remember there was an interview with Steve McNair, obviously before he died, but his wife was talking about how Steve would just lay in his recliner at night, just crying and screaming from the pain, and then go out there and keep playing.
Yep. Toradol.
Yeah.
Toradol.
Well, Swain, I appreciate it. Anything to keep off quarterback talk, so I'm here for it. But I'm enjoying the show, guys.
See you, man. Let's go back to the phones this morning, 865-255-03, and let's get to Zach. Zach, good morning.
Hey, guys. How y'all today?
Hey, Zach. Well, man, how are you?
Doing good. I just wondering, how long is the process with Cade Mays? When will that get started, and when do they have a time frame to declare him eligible or not eligible?
So you saying what's the time, like,
yeah,
I guess, like,
when does that process get started, and how long do they have to declare him eligible or ineligible?
I imagine the process has already been started.
Well, it wasn't with Aubrey Solomon. That's what I'm thinking about. Was it started last January or the moment he got on campus?
The process was started in terms of UT gathering information, but they didn't officially apply for an appeal until later down the road. So I don't know. That's between Cade Mays and Tennessee at the moment, because Jeremy Pruitt, it's that time of the year where he's not speaking publicly a lot, so nobody's had a chance to ask him about that, and I haven't seen anybody report on it. But I would imagine that Tennessee has already started to gather information in regards to starting that process, officially filing for a waiver, and quite frankly, it's on the NCAA's hands at that point. I mean, the time frame is based off the NCAA, whatever they want to do. Unfortunately, there's not a set date.
Yeah, so I would imagine the process has already started.
Yeah, I would be stunned if anything, Tennessee should have learned from last year in Aubrey Solomon that they need to start as soon as Cade May stepped foot on campus. Like Cade May, there's zero reason we should find out midway through training camp, midway through preseason, midway through August, whether or not Cade Mays is going to be eligible or not. That should be beginning of the summer, middle of the summer. But, and I'm starting to not put as much blame on the NCAA because there's so many kids transferring. It has gotten to the point now where they have so many waivers to deal with, not just in football, but football, basketball, all the other sports as well. So many kids are transferring and applying for waivers. I mean, it's just backed up. And so part of it is the NCAA may be taking its time, but the reason it's taking their time is because they have so many waivers to sort through. And it's not just like a look at a paper and say, okay, yeah, he's good to go. Next.
I mean, we've been what? Where are we? 3 out of 4
in regards to players becoming eligible.
Yeah, Aubrey Solomon, Santiago Uros. Didn't really try with D'Angelo Gibbs, but I guess that's where I got my 4th one from. So I guess you're 3 out of 3.
Yeah, out of the guys that they've tried to get a waiver, they're like 2.5 out of 3.
Yeah,
because Uros was not.
I mean, we're bound to be told no though.
Yes,
at some point, and I hope it's not with Cade Mays. I just don't know how we're gonna get him eligible this year.
Do you want to try and make a deal with the NCAA? Hey, if you let Cade Mays play with Trey Smith for 1 season, we won't apply for a waiver with our next transfer.
They're bound to tell us no at some point.
I know. I just hope it's not Cade. I want to see Cade Mays and Trey Smith play together. Obviously not right next to each other, but play on the field at the same time. So bad. I want to see that happen. That'd be cool to see.
We had a good comment. I think it was on Twitter or on the text box about one of our earlier phone calls about 2,000-yard rushers because of his offensive line. He was like, "Can we get one 1,000-yard rusher first? Please. Let's worry about that first." But hey, you got to dream big, man.
Well, then you look at that question stemmed from looking at this offensive line and realizing it could be the best in the SEC. And theoretically, whoever the quarterback is will have a ton of time to throw the football. And theoretically, the running back should have plenty of daylight to run through.
Hour 2 brought to you by Alumni Hall and alumnihall.com. Stay with us.
For what is coming up on the Swain event.
It's going to be partly sunny today with a high of 48. There is a 30% chance of rain tonight with a low of 39. Look for more rain tomorrow with a high near 53 and a low around 31. The sun returns on Sunday with a high in the low 40s. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by Be Dry. If your basement is water cracked, Be Dry can help. BeDry.com.
Be Dry is celebrating 60 years of protecting homes across the U.S. They are the basement and crawl space experts. There has been historic rainfall in East Tennessee recently. If you are experiencing wet foundation walls, puddles on your floor, or water where your floor and wall meet, then you should call Be Dry. They have over 500,000 customers nationwide. Be Dry gives free estimates for all homeowners, financing is available, and if you mention the Swain event, Be Dry will give you $500 off a full perimeter basement waterproofing solution. Wet basement? Better call Be Dry, 865-588-0454 or online at BeDry.com.
Hey, Mr. Mac, you heard the lowdown? Nah, homie, give me the word on what's going on. Tell them what it is, Big Will.
Mac, now the lowdown is no money down, only at the new Open Franklin Motors in Alcoa. No money down at the new Open Franklin Motors in Alcoa. Not $1,000 down, not $100 down, So fly on down to the new Open Franklin Motors next to Walmart, home of the original low down, no down payment. That is, why would you buy from anywhere else when you know we gonna get you done? Good credit, bad credit, slow credit, we will get you approved. So come on down to 911 Louisville Road, the new Open Franklin Motors next to Walmart, or call 865-980-8216. Turn down for what?
Craving flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at your local grocery store. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gluten-free select varieties like the cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy small-town flavor in every bite. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
There are articles and news stories that you read about the things that people do. And when you're reading those and you start to shake your head, you start to scratch your head a little bit, you get confused, you don't understand why, you start to ask questions. But really, there's only one question that matters. What is that question, you may ask?
For what?
Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. It's time for what here, and someone shared a really good one from Florida, so I'm trying to go find it.
Well, while you find that one, I know we talked about it a little bit earlier in the show when Stokes was on, but my for what today goes to not only Odell Beckham Jr., but Jose Altuve of the Houston Astros. Not just Jose Altuve, because he wasn't the only one, but just all of the Houston Astros players. The GM has been fired. AJ Hinch, the manager, has been fired. Alex Cora, who was a bench coach for the Astros in 2017 when this whole scheme began, or really what they got in trouble for. I know it looks like they did it this past season as well, but really they got in trouble from the 2017 season when they won the World Series. But Alex Cora ended up getting fired by the Boston Red Sox because of his role in the situation. Yesterday, Carlos Beltran says that I'm stepping down from being the manager of the Mets, but AKA Carlos Beltran got fired before he ever managed a game for the New York Mets. So I am giving a for what to the players this time, because all the talk's been about Carlos Beltran and Alex Cora and AJ Hinch and the general manager. The players were the ones going through with it. And Jose Altuve, there's a video where it appears that he is telling his teammates not to jump on him and not rip off his jersey because he has wires on underneath him. That's what the video appears to be. I said it earlier in the show. We still have to use the word allegedly because we haven't proven it yet. But if Jose Altuve was doing it, then I am believing that Carlos Correa, one of the best young shortstops in all of baseball, was doing it. Alex Bregman, one of the best young players in all of baseball, was doing it. George Springer, maybe even Brian McCann at the time, Evan Gattis, Yuri Gurriel. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So I'm giving the players a for what, because to cheat the game of baseball, that is despicable to me. And not just baseball. Baseball is my favorite sport, so it hits home a little more for me. But even football or basketball, something similar was going on in those sports. It's just despicable to cheat the game that you are playing, making millions off of. You're supposed to be role models. It's a disservice to your fellow Major League Baseball players all across Major League Baseball. So just every aspect is despicable to me. But I wanted to give it for what to the players today, because there's been a lot of talk about the managers and the management, but not enough talk about the players. They were the ones going through with it, and that needs to be talked about more, in my opinion.
Ben, I need you to hold on to your seat, man. if you're listening and if you're drinking anything, I need you to go ahead and
swallow.
Yep, take it down, and I don't want you to spit on your computer. I don't want you to spit on your steering wheel if you're driving. I don't want you to spit on somebody. Okay. Okay, here we go. Going down to Miami.
Shocker.
A Florida man has been arrested after he allegedly climbed on a traffic light on a busy intersection and began defecating on cars passing underneath. Roy Stern was arrested by Miami police after numerous calls about a man hanging from a traffic light and ishing on cars. Police and fire department had to bring Roy down via ladder. According to authorities, Roy was high on crystal meth and
in the NFL and still win.
He was high on crystal meth and marijuana.
Stunned.
My goodness. I have never heard of this. Now, I remember in the movie Forrest Gump when Jenny was standing out on the balcony and she talked about flying like a bird, and she was under the influence too. And as a child, you know, we have imagined about being an animal and being able to fly like a bird or run fast like a cheetah. But Roy really thought he was a bird by sitting on a traffic light pole and pooping on people. Like, he really thought he was a bird.
Is that worse than the sucking toes one?
I don't know.
Would you rather have your car defecated on driving under a stoplight, or have you wake up in the middle of the night to your toes being sucked?
Definitely the car.
Yeah, me too.
But what's harder to believe between the two? What's harder to believe is
how do you get up on the traffic light? That's what I want to know.
That's what's harder to believe. Like the guy was doing pull-ups with his pants down and dropping deuces on people's cars like he was a bird. Like he really was doing this. Roy Stern gets today's for what? Hour 3 coming up. Stay with us.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
While the players are gearing up for the gridiron, it's time for you to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Peter Millar, and all of those retro logos you love. And the 2 for $28 t-shirt deal? Game changer. And don't forget about the rest of your game day crew. There are plenty of options for the entire family and to upgrade that tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com. It's football time in Tennessee.
In debt? In too deep? Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union says, stop treading water and get out of the deep end. If you've got debt, make a splash and come get some cash. If Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union can refinance your car, boat, camper, motorcycle, credit cards, personal or home loan, they'll pay you up to $500. So come take the plunge right now. Refinance your loans. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union will pay you. 5 convenient locations. Visit atfcu.com. Equal housing lender.
Do you want a custom-themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Well, look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. Every design has you, the fan, in mind. Their tumblers and bottles are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the market. From stainless steel sippy cups to tumblers and sports bottles, Game Time Sidekicks offers something for the fan of all ages to rep their team with. They have many different logo options, so fans will have something they are proud to carry around all the time. Use promo code SWAIN at checkout to get 20% off of your entire purchase at GameTimeSidekicks.com. They also offer $5 flat rate shipping. Be sure to check out the Game Time Workshop on the website and customize your tumbler to make it one of a kind with things like your nickname, number, or initials. Game Time Sidekicks. Show your colors and carry your team.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Homes, remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy.
It is time for Attaboy this morning. Our threes. Powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. We'll go to the hotline right after our Attaboy today. Maybe we're going at a girl.
I don't know if I'm going at a boy or at a girl. I'm going at a something to LSU fans because LSU
Out of everybody.
fans, out of everybody, an LSU fan has started a GoFundMe to buy Clemson a new tiger costume.
Okay.
The mascot Clemson.
Okay.
They think it is ugly and he needs a new costume. So LSU fan Dion Grossnickel decided that the Clemson cat was due for a little bit of a glow up. So what better way to do that than to start a GoFundMe effort to purchase a new costume? If you're not familiar with Clemson mascot costume, it is something hideous. So an LSU fan did not think that it was suited well for a national champion level opponent. So this LSU fan decided to start a GoFundMe to raise money for them to have a legitimate mascot. So I thought this was a funny back and forth between LSU and Clemson. So I'm giving an attaboy to that LSU fan because this to me is funny.
I'm going at a girl. I'm giving my attaboy to Serena Williams. It's been 3 years since tennis icon Serena Williams won a big game, or in this case a match. But upon re-entering the court for a title victory earlier this week, she announced that she will be donating all of the prize money to the Australian bushfire relief efforts. So Serena Williams brought a beautiful daughter into this world, and it's been a while since she's won. She is the best of the best. She is the GOAT. But she donated all of her money, which was $43,000, that prize to the Australian organizations fighting the brush fires across the southern provinces. So I'll give my attagirl to Serena Williams. All right, let's go to the phones, and let's get to Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, individuals.
What's up, Turkey Man?
Have a great weekend, by the way. Hey, I don't know if I can say this right or not, but what was that little poem that went on? Was the birdie in the sky? What was that you dropped in my eye? Don't you worry, I won't cry. I'm just glad that cows don't fly.
That's an awesome poem.
Yeah.
I'm
glad that Florida man don't fly.
I'm glad he does not fly either, and I'm glad he's not at my intersection around my neighborhood.
I bet he got him off quicker, and they got we got Butch off the jumbotron.
Yeah, probably.
I bet they did. Hey, I got a question there. What on these transfer portals? I think of that. I think of these outhouses and porta potties, but I wonder what's the record of one team having the most inside the phone booth or in the transfer portal at one time. What's the record for that since it's been started? That was my first question. Another question is, they say you can play 4 games before you lose your red shirt in the rules. Also, can you sign and go right into the transfer portal? What's the rules on the transfer portals? Because I don't really understand it. It's kind of like I don't totally understand how they pick the candidates for the national championship sometimes by the committee. I sometimes I don't understand that. But how in the world do you pick? What's the rules on transfer portals?
This segment has been named Serious College Football Questions by Turkey Man. Those are good questions, Turkey Man. What's the record for a school having players in the transfer portal at once? Well, I guess you got to look at schools that got in trouble in the last couple of years. But even that wasn't called the transfer portal. I don't know, man. I don't know that answer. And what was the other question?
How the transfer portal works. And how the transfer portal works is that a player asks the team to put his name into the portal.
He tells them.
Have the conversation.
K. May told Kirby, hey, man, I'm leaving.
I'm leaving. Put my name in the portal.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
But so the team, I think it takes 24 hours for the name to go into the portal. And then once the name is in the portal, that allows every school in the country the option, the ability to reach out to that player that is in the transfer portal. And if the player goes through all his options and he doesn't like his options, he is able to withdraw his name from the portal and go back to the school that he was originally at.
Yep. No, I concur.
I have no earthly idea the record for how many players are.
No, me either.
That take a lot of research. That, to be quite honest with you, I don't want to do.
Yeah, I don't either. Let me mention this though, because there's a lot of excitement about Tennessee football next year because of the offensive line, the potential offensive lines. We're talking about transfer portals and all that good stuff. We had a great question earlier about what the running back could possibly do. And the question was, can we see 2 guys rush for 1,000 yards? I don't think it's going to happen. You don't think it's going to happen. This is what we have to realize and understand. And I know guys like Joe Riggs and Cedric Houston will appreciate me saying this. The offensive line 2004 was really good. Don't get me wrong. It was really good. But you can't block everybody. So you can maul guys. You can push the line of scrimmage back 2 or 3 yards. But at the end of the day, you still got to make somebody miss as a running back. So if you're going to rush for 1,000 yards, you need some long plays. You can't have 3 yards per carry unless you are like Navy, where they run the ball each and every time. They never throw the football. So usually wide receivers, you want to block safeties because safeties are kind of bred to tackle and corners are bred to cover. Corners don't like tackling. So you still got to go block the safeties as a wide receiver. But sometimes that's hard to do because they're already in the box. The angle is tough. You don't want to block them in the back. So you got to make somebody miss running backs. You can have the best offensive line in the country. They can get you your first 5, first 6 yards or whatever, but what about the home run? You got to have the ability to make somebody miss in space. You also have to have the ability to run away from defenders. And that's what Cedric Houston and Gerald Riggs did. Cedric Houston, really great at making guys miss in space. Gerald Riggs had the wiggle, but he also had the acceleration. He could run away from guys. Go look at the 2004 SEC Championship game where Gerald Riggs had 2 50, 60-yard runs or 40-yard runs. It was long runs. One got called back because of a phantom holding call, but he outran Auburn's defense, a defense that had several first-round picks, a team that had several first-round picks. So looking at our running back room, how many guys do we have that can make guys miss in space and accelerate and run away from the defense?
Uno.
That
we know of right now. I guess Lenny Whitehead could prove to be that, and Jabari Small could prove to be that. But
run away from guys?
I
make guys miss in space. I don't know.
I just haven't seen enough of them.
Yeah.
Of the guys that I know T. Hodge isn't going to run away from guys.
That's not his game when you watch him on film.
No, that's not his game. I haven't seen Ty Chandler make a guy miss in the 3 years he's been here that I remember off the top of my head. Tim Jordan isn't running away from guys. He might run over somebody, hit somebody with a stiff arm here or there, but I mean he's not breaking off any runs.
We got to make.
Eric Gray's the only one that can make guys miss and can break off long runs. Eric Gray is the only running back in the running back room that can break off a 96-yard touchdown run like he did against Vanderbilt, in my opinion. Maybe Ty Chandler. But, again, I haven't seen Ty Chandler make anybody miss. Didn't he have a long touchdown run against Western Carolina last year? Or I know Jeremy Banks did against UTC, wasn't it? Or ETSU, rather. Not UTC, ETSU. I feel like I'm forgetting about a long Ty Chandler touchdown run against a cupcake team.
I think Ty Chandler had that against ETSU.
But even with that, he still hasn't made any.
That don't count.
That, and I have not seen him make a guy miss that I remember.
Yeah, that don't count for me.
And Ty Chandler's had a kickoff return for a touchdown, but I think it was against Western Carolina.
I think that might have been against Tennessee Tech. Was that against Tennessee Tech? Did we play Tennessee Tech in the last couple of years?
Yes, we did. I'll look it up.
Maybe it wasn't Tennessee Tech. I think that was when Butch was here. I'm getting my cupcake games mixed up. Sorry, alums of ETSU and Tennessee Tech. I'm just saying. But our point is, if you're going to rush for 1,000 yards, you're going to have two guys get close to that. You got to make some players miss in space. And just because you have a great offensive line, which Tennessee should have next year, doesn't automatically guarantee success for the running backs. You still got to make guys miss. We can't block everybody.
Ty Chandler. Gosh, I'm getting all the names mixed up in my head. Ty Chandler had a 75-yard touchdown run at Vanderbilt in 2018.
Okay.
And then he did have a touchdown rush
that counts.
Of 81 yards against It's not telling me who. It says he had a touchdown run of 81 yards. I think maybe it's UTEP, but it's not telling me which one.
Maybe it was UTEP, maybe. But we need more of that.
And the kickoff return was against Indiana State.
Indiana State, there it is. So we need more of the touchdown run against Vanderbilt against better opponents in the SEC. We got to be able to make guys miss in space. That means making linebackers miss. That means making safeties miss who are in the alley looking to make a play, looking to make a tackle. We can't expect this offensive line to block everyone every time where our running backs are just walking for 150-yard games. Like, that's not going to happen. It's not realistic. We have to be honest with ourselves here. I look at Georgia's offensive line in the last 2 years, pretty dang good offensive line. And I look at Georgia's running backs, and they've been able to draft running backs recruiting, DeAndre Swift and others. And there were many times where I saw DeAndre Swift having to make a guy miss, doing so, and then taking it the distance. That's what we got to have here at Tennessee. And you need a stable of running backs that can be able to do that. And maybe Tennessee can start getting those guys with Junior Day this weekend. Maybe you start doing that because Tennessee is hosting a couple running backs. One from South Carolina, one from Alabama.
Where at in Alabama? Do you know?
South.
Yeah.
South Alabama.
I don't recognize that part of the state.
Deep South. He goes to, let me see here.
Anything south of Huntsville is just a waste of land.
Stop.
And is the armpit of America.
Unless they come to Tennessee.
Do you want to hear a fun fact while you look it up?
Dothan, Alabama. Doesn't really have a profile yet, but getting a player here from Dothan, Alabama, running back, and then I'll tell you about another one here.
My fun fact for you as we go to break and as you look it up.
Go ahead.
Well, I didn't know if you had pulled it up yet.
Oh, I got it right here.
Go for it.
He is He's actually from Florida. Yeah, he's from Florida, and right now he's a Florida commit. So
then let's steal him. Because
Yeah,
I
man,
imagine
let's
if he
steal
is
him.
from Florida, he can run. Every time I think of Florida athletes, I think of them chasing rabbits.
It's funny because he's kind of has the mold of Eric Gray and Ty Chandler. I mean, so I guess we're good with our 230-pound back, 225 back. Now we can go and maybe look at some smaller backs who can do what Eric Gray can do.
Eric Gray 2.0s?
Yeah, get some more of those guys. Hour 3 continues after this.
The Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Due to a special purchase, Beatty Chevrolet has over 100 pre-owned crossovers and SUVs at tremendous savings during the $1 Million Markdown event. 100 crossovers and SUVs from Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda, Mazda, and more. All makes and models starting at $89.95. And we'll buy your vehicle on the spot. Plus, get the Beatty warranty for life during the $1 Million Markdown. Only at Beatty Chevrolet in Knoxville or shop BeattyChevrolet.com. Sale prices plus tax, title, and license.
Do you want a custom themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Then look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. All of their bottles and tumblers are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the tumbler market. New this year are their stemless 12-ounce tumblers, perfect for repping your team while enjoying your favorite wine. They also have new 3-in-1 jackets to use as a koozie for a can or bottle, or you can pop a lid on it and use it as a 12-ounce tumbler or coffee cup. Be sure to check out everything Game Time Sidekicks has to offer at GameTimeSidekicks.com. Game Time Sidekicks, helping fans show your colors and carry your team with unique gear you will actually use. We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Around the SEC, powered by 42nd Street Marketing, your game-winning play call for design, marketing, and branding.
All right, it's time for Around the SEC this morning, brought to you by 42nd Street, 42sd.com. Website, logo, and print design. Ben, what we got?
Michigan football has added Bob Shoop to its defensive staff on Thursday, according to a report. Shoop, known for his work with defensive backs, became a prominent coordinator under James Franklin at Vanderbilt. From there, he followed Franklin to Penn State, struggled through 2 years at Tennessee. This is what the article says at the Detroit Free Press. And fielded one of the best defenses in program history at Mississippi State. And he was also Don Brown's defensive backs coach at UMass in 2006. So Bob Shoop, who we are very familiar with, was not retained by Mississippi State when Joe Moorhead was fired, when Mike Leach was hired. And now he is heading to Michigan to be a part of Michigan's defensive staff. So I think that this is a really good move for Michigan and Jim Harbaugh. Bob Shoop is a really good coach, in my opinion.
Yeah, I wonder who Coach Orgeron is going to get to be the defensive coordinator. I think Bob Shoop would be fine at LSU, but that move to Michigan was made before Dave Aranda left to go be the head coach at Baylor. So we shall see.
We shall see.
Anything else?
Speaking of LSU, they are looking for a new DC, as you mentioned, because Dave Aranda took the Baylor coaching job after Justin Fuente at Virginia Tech and Louisiana coach Billy Napier, who each spoke with Baylor about the job, announced Thursday that they are remaining with their school. So Dave Aranda, LSU's big-time defensive coordinator, will replace Matt Rule, who left last week to become head coach of the Carolina Panthers. I'm excited to get started as a Baylor Bear, Aranda said. He had spent the last 4 years at LSU and helped the Tigers win the national championship on Monday. He is the second high-profile LSU assistant to leave after passing game coordinator Joe Brady joined Rule as offensive coordinator for the Panthers. So Coach O will be making a hire. We talked about that earlier. Deuce Wallace, local kid in East Tennessee to Knox County, played at Sevier County, was at Vanderbilt, quarterback for Vanderbilt. He is leaving the Vanderbilt football program according to his Instagram page, and never really got his career going. Appeared in 8 games last year, completed 43 of 101 passes.
Is he like in a transfer portal, or he just leaving and not playing football? Like what?
His Instagram account said, "Thank you, Vanderbilt. Excited to take on this next step." So
yeah,
I imagine that he is entering the transfer portal.
Yeah, that can mean anything. Going to the text box this morning, Louisiana Vol and Vols Deep had a a comment question about the Twitter sensation, UGA football's biggest fan, Andrew Ray on Twitter, UGA Ray, I guess that's his name. His latest video, he dropped some Tennessee love, I guess. And is Ray a Tennessee insider now? Call him Ray Vols. Rise above hate. LOL. Ray shouting out the Vols in his recent video. Go Vols, go SEC. Rise above hate. I watched the video for entertainment purposes, guys. Like, I watched it. Him talking about Tennessee. He's like, he's saying good things about Tennessee, which, whatever, good, bad, don't really matter. But then he starts talking about the roster. He's like, Solon Page and J.J. Peterson. And
he's just reading off a list of names.
That's all he's doing. So you're not mentioning. Do you mention Trey Smith at all? Or?
I have not seen this video.
You gotta see it, man. It's funny.
I told you the other day during the national championship game, I spent most of the second quarter binge watching all of his videos through the month of December, January.
It was hilarious.
They are hilarious. De'Aaron King has 2 visits lined up. He's visiting Mike Loxley in Maryland on Saturday, after visiting Miami, who you mentioned earlier, on Friday night.
Good. That's good. That's a good.
Raheem Jarrett's new quarterback.
It could be. Ken says nobody put a hand on Gray on this 96-yard touchdown versus Vandy. Chandler could have easily done the same exact thing on that play. That said, I agree. Chandler has no wiggle. Doesn't make people miss. He's faster than Gray, though. He may be faster than Gray. You put him on a 40 line and see who's faster. It may be Ty Chandler. But Eric Gray was moving. He was moving. Who's faster when it comes to just football speed? I wonder, because now schools have the ability to put on electronic device. Not like the Astros, allegedly, but they can put on electronic device and see really how fast you are, see what top speed that you're at. So I wonder who is faster between the two.
Yeah, they put those chips on their shoulder pads.
Yeah, so that 96-yard touchdown against Vanderbilt, that thing opened up like the Red Sea. It was wide open. Clemson's mascot looks like the brother of Tony the Tiger, but chose drugs instead of Frosted Flakes. GBL says UGA didn't take Zach Evans' LOI. Is it the kid or NCAA catching UGA cheating? UGA would have leaked it if it was a kid. If Texas A&M and LSU going to get him, it can't be great because UGA would have took it if there was a chance he can get in. Zach Evans has a lot going on, a lot of baggage. Alabama did not want to take him. Alabama said no. He signed with Georgia. Georgia just let him go. He's not worth the headache for some teams in the SEC. Now, he's from Texas, so from the Houston area, so Texas A&M may bring him in, but that's something that you have to deal with, Jimbo Fisher. And A&M is short on numbers at the running back position because Cordarion Richardson from Memphis, who was pretty dang good for Texas A&M last year, he put his name in the transfer portal.
The second running back to put his name in the transfer portal from Texas A&M. I believe the other kid's name is Ja'Shawn Corbin.
Yeah. So Jay Graham, if he's the running backs coach at Texas A&M, man, he's going to have a really thin room and a potential headache coming in at freshman and Zach Evans.
But imagine how big his room would be at Tennessee.
Oh,
7 running backs to toy with?
Man, it won't be 7 running backs.
Yeah, it will.
So it's Friday, Ben.
It is Friday, January 17th. And you know what January 17th, 2020 means to me? 2 of my favorite teams have 6-game winning streaks. The Memphis Grizzlies have 6-game winning streaks, which is a 6-game winning streak, which is the longest in the NBA. And the Tennessee Volunteers football team has a 6-game winning streak, which is the second longest active winning streak in all of college football. Boom! How you like that for data? Take that for data. How you like them statistical analyses?
Man, sit your ass down.
I don't want to hear nothing about no 6-game winning streak. I don't want to hear that, Ben. I don't want to hear it.
Would you rather be on a 6-game losing streak?
No, I would rather be on a 6-game winning streak. I would just rather not discuss it in great length. That's all I'm saying.
If Tennessee gets to a 10-game winning streak, may I talk about it then? Because that 10-game winning streak will include a win over Oklahoma and Florida.
Yeah.
You give me permit. What about 8 games? If it gets to 8 games, that includes a win on the road at Oklahoma. May I mention it then?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Noted.
Yeah, please mention it. You can mention it all show every day if that happens. Friday. Today's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Ben, would you tell the great people in the media world why Friday is so significant? So, I mean,
the Friday news dump.
Friday news dump, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Friday news dump. So, really good to get the news out there around 4, 5, 6 o'clock, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know this, but I think today will be a really good day if you're Tennessee, or if you're a coach on the staff and you're looking to go somewhere else. This will be a day to do it on a Friday.
Are you hinting at something?
I don't know anything. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know if somebody's going to leave today. I do know that there's going to be some changes. I just don't know when. But I think today would be a good day for the changes to be made or public because it's perfect for a news dump on a Friday.
Now, let me ask you this. In my opinion, it's not a bad thing that Tennessee is going to have some coaching turnover because it's not guys like Jim Chaney or T. Martin or Derek Ansley.
Yeah.
So why does it matter whether it's on Friday evening?
It doesn't. It just we typically see news being, let out today on days like this. I mean, if you're Tennessee, if I'm going to make a hire at the running back position, I wouldn't do it on today. I wouldn't let that news out. I want everybody talking about it. I wouldn't do it today at all. But if you're gonna lose someone, this will be the day to let it out. Again, I'm not saying it's gonna happen because I don't know.
It just things tend to happen.
Yeah, they do
on Friday afternoon.
They do
Friday evening. When I think of the Friday news dump, I think of bad things breaking Friday evening.
Hey, just something to think about. Most important news of today comes from my friend Chip Payne, who says, just want to let you all know that my dad will be done with his radiation treatment on Thursday and no more chemo. He's done with all treatments. Just wanted to share and say thank you for all of your continuing prayers. God is good. So Chip Payne from the Swain event, I'm pretty sure I'll speak for the Swain event listener base, the family. We happy for you. Congratulations. That's awesome. Amazing news. That is amazing news. Amazing news. We got 2 segments left in today's show. We will get to the text box. Also, we will get to Facebook Live comments. So anything you got to say, any questions you have, any comments, get them in right now. We're going straight to the text box and our Facebook Live comment section after this break. Stay with us.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Due to a special purchase, Beatty Chevrolet has over 100 pre-owned crossovers and SUVs at tremendous savings during the $1 Million Markdown event. 100 crossovers and SUVs from Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda, Mazda, and more. All makes and models starting at $89.95. And we'll buy your vehicle on the spot. Plus, get the Beatty warranty for life during the $1 Million Markdown. Only at Beatty Chevrolet in Knoxville or shop BeattyChevrolet.com. Sale prices plus tax, title, and license.
Do you want a custom themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Then look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. All of their bottles and tumblers are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the tumbler market. New this year are their stemless 12-ounce tumblers, perfect for repping your team while enjoying your favorite wine. They also have new 3-in-1 jackets to use as a koozie for a can or bottle, or you can pop a lid on it and use it as a 12-ounce tumbler or coffee cup. Be sure to check out everything Game Time Sidekicks has to offer at GameTimeSidekicks.com. Game Time Sidekicks, helping fans show your colors and carry your team with unique gear you will actually use. We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
VFL_99 says, has Tennessee openly expressed interest in any of the quarterback transfers? How would you grade Tennessee in the 2020 class? And who and when do we get a commitment from next? What coach do you potentially see leaving? I don't think Tennessee has openly expressed interest in quarterback transfers. I think if you're Tennessee, you shouldn't do that. I mean, you got Brian Maurer, who has hinted at transferring. You got Jared Garantano, who could change his mind and leave, and then you have a freshman, Harrison Bailey. I just don't think it's in our best interest to be announcing that you're looking for another quarterback. I don't think it would be in Tennessee's best interest to openly express that. Is Tennessee always looking to add talent? You better believe it, man. Look at the transfers that we've gotten so far this offseason. And quarterback is no different. But openly expressed, no. How would I grade Tennessee's 2020 class? I would give it a B. I'll give it a B right now. Who and when we get our next commitment from? I don't think you get a 2020 commitment right now. I think those guys will just wait till signing day.
Yeah, Tennessee might bring in 2 more guys in this class. I know they have like 3 spots open. One of those spots is probably going to be used on a grad transfer. And Austin Price talked about it being used on an outside linebacker grad transfer. And so that leaves 2 spots open for high school players. I think one of those spots will go to D-Beckwith.
Yeah, if he picks Tennessee, it's Florida and Kentucky.
He's going to Kentucky this weekend, Florida next weekend, and Tennessee gets him the last weekend before signing day. I think Tennessee will end up with D-Beckwith. But there's a possibility that he goes to Kentucky or Florida. Jay Hardy's not coming.
You don't feel it?
No. At this point, I don't even want him.
Ben, don't.
I'm so sick and tired.
Don't be getting emotional this morning. Don't let your emotions get the best of you.
I know. I'm kidding. Derek Barnett was flirting with Missouri the month going into signing day. So
don't get silly now, Ben.
No, I know. But my point is, he is legitimately become to me annoying. Like I still want him, but he's also like getting annoying.
I understand that.
That's more so what I was getting at. But, I mean, other than D-Beckwith, Jakari Caldwell, there hasn't been a ton of buzz with him lately since the early signing period. I mean,
we're too close to sign day to be getting a commitment.
Right.
You know, like that. Now, you can still announce that you're going to a school. That's still a commitment, but you still have to sign.
Yep.
And so, what Henry Toll did last year, that was a commitment.
Well,
but he still got to sign. So, I think when, the answer will be signing day. Who, I think you look at Beckwith, you look at Hardy, potentially. You look at Jakari Caldwell.
I mean, there's some other receivers that they're targeting. According to Nathaniel Rutherford, D. Beckwith changed his plans, and he will actually be visiting Tennessee this weekend.
So either Florida or Kentucky is last.
Which, to me, is not a good thing.
I mean, if he gets here and we,
shuts it down.
If he gets here and he leaves without committing, and it's Tuesday of next week, then Tuesday, Wednesday next week, then yeah, if you're Florida, Kentucky, you are encouraged by that because you feel like you have a chance.
I would want the last visit before signing day.
Yeah.
But they're also going, if they don't get Jakari Caldwell, they're going after Corey Wren, a 3-star athlete, wide receiver from New Orleans. He decommitted from Georgia in December.
Yep.
He is supposed to be visiting 5'9", 170. And then I asked Austin about the Florida State commit, Malachi Weidman. He's a 4-star wide receiver from Sarasota, Florida. He is going to be taking an official visit. It was scheduled for this weekend, so maybe Tennessee falls in love with Malachi Weidman, Corey Wren, and he's your other third spot in this class.
Broderick Jones, the Georgia commit, who many people felt like Auburn could flip, did take a visit to Tennessee, or will take a visit to Tennessee. I don't see how Tennessee will get him getting Cade Mays, and I'm sure he's going to want to play early. I think Tennessee is on the outside looking in. I think Georgia looks, really good for him. Now they've had some departures. That's just me. Dallas Vol says, does the departures of the offense and defense coordinators affect the 2020 class that LSU signed? If you are a recruit and you have already signed with LSU, or you committed to LSU but you have not signed, even with the coordinators leaving, that team just won a national championship. How do you not go to that school right now? That'd be weird.
Yeah, it would be weird. Broderick Jones canceled his OV to Tennessee, and he's going to visit Arkansas and St. Pittman instead.
So there it is. So he ain't coming here.
No. He's going to Arkansas this weekend, Georgia next weekend, and Auburn the last weekend.
DR Vol says, LSU go after Ansley?
Maybe. If I'm LSU, if I'm Coach O, I at least look into it. Derek Ansley is a stud in this profession.
I don't know. I mean, I can see the opportunity there for Ansley if he get that phone call, because he would probably get more credit for a successful defense than he would at Tennessee because of Pruitt. But man, sometimes you gotta work where you know what you're gonna get, and I think Ansley knows what he's going to get with Jeremy Pruitt, and doesn't know so much with Coach Orgeron. Let's get to the phones this morning, and let's bring in Roger. Roger, good morning.
Good morning, Jason.
Good morning.
How you doing, man?
I'm great, my friend. I hope you are. You are as well, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you first. I talked to you on time. Did you have good holidays?
Great holiday. Great holiday. Couldn't ask for it to be better.
Good. I just want to ask about Titan game Sunday.
Let's do it.
You think Titan can do it?
I think they can.
How you think Tennessee can do Sunday? You think?
I
Jason?
think they can win the game, Roger. I think they can. I got Tennessee winning, which means they probably won't. But I got Tennessee winning 34-31, and they beat them before. Now we got to understand how they beat them. Now the Chiefs, out of all their red zone trips, kicked the field goal on a ton of them. And so can the Titans bow their neck on defense and force field goals rather than touchdowns? Because the Chiefs outgained the Titans. I mean, they had like 500-something total yards to the Titans 300. Also, the Titans got a defensive touchdown in that game too. So if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, you look at the film and you tell yourself, oh, we beat ourselves in that game. we just score touchdowns. Don't turn the football over. We can beat the Titans. But I'm putting my stock on Derrick Henry. I'm putting my stock on Ryan Tannehill, that when it is outside one-to-one, man-to-man coverage, that A.J. Brown's going to win. That's where I'm at.
I don't think the Titans will have a problem scoring points. It's going to be can the Titans defense limit the damage done by Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah.
If they can, I think they absolutely win. Kansas City has really struggled against the run this season, and I think it's going to come down to Ryan Tannehill making some plays on his arms, with his arm, like he did at the beginning of the Baltimore game with the long touchdown throw, the vertical throw to Khalif Raymond for, I think it was 43-yard touchdown. He needs a couple of those to help open up the running game for Derrick Henry.
In their Week 10 matchup, the Chiefs had 12 drives, and 5 of those drives ended in field goal attempts. Remember, the Titans blocked one late in that game, or the Chiefs missed it. Or no, it was a miss hole. Dustin Colquitt. I remember that. And so I don't know if the snap was bad, the hole was bad, whatever. But that's what happened late in that football game. So 5 field goal attempts for the Chiefs on 12 drives for the Kansas City Chiefs. Can you force Kansas City to kick field goals? And that's going to be Titans' best bet.
Yeah, and everybody's talking about, play keep away. I don't know how that will help, but I don't know that will be the end-all, be-all, because the Chiefs are beyond capable of scoring so quickly.
Hey, I would rather the Chiefs have 10 possessions than 12 possessions. And if you can run the football and keep the ball away from them, to just limit one possession is worth it. It's worth it.
It's right. It may be the difference in the game, especially if it turns out to be 35-31 like you think it will be.
Yeah. Swain Event. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Fellas, I have a very important question to start the new year. Have you noticed a lack of energy, motivation, and drive? It could be from low T, or it could be from something else, like sleep apnea, or even low thyroid. Start your new year healthier with a quick and easy health assessment at Low T Center. They treat more than just low T, including sleep apnea, low thyroid, and more. It's covered by most health insurance. If you've been feeling tired, grumpy, have weight gain, or loss of muscle, call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Join the Swain event at Dead End Barbecue on Wednesday, February 5th to celebrate the Vault's victories on the recruiting trail. Enjoy a special barbecue breakfast and listen to Jason Swain and the guys break down each signee during this special edition of the Swain event live from Dead End Barbecue. Former players will be on hand as well as great guests. What better way to celebrate the 2020 signing class than enjoying some delicious barbecue and hanging out with the Swain event? Spend National Signing Day with the Swain event and Dead End Barbecue.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
For a limited time only, Hiller is offering 0% interest financing for up to 48 months on qualifying high-efficiency HVAC systems. With no down payment required, expert installations, and convenient monthly payments, now is the perfect time to schedule. Visit happyhiller.com today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today. Hey, Mr. Max, you heard the lowdown? Nah, homie, give me the word on what's going on. Tell them what it is, Big Will. Mac, now the lowdown is no money down, only at the new Open Franklin Motors in Alcoa. No money down at the new Open Franklin Motors in Alcoa. Not $1,000 down, not $100 down, not even a nickel down. Low down, no down, only at the new Open Franklin Motors in Alcoa. 2 minutes from the airport, so fly on down to the new Open Franklin Motors next to Walmart, home of the original low down, no down payment. That is, why would you buy from anywhere else when you know we gonna get you done? Good credit, bad credit, slow credit, we will get you approved. So come on down to 911 Louisville Road, the new Open Franklin Motors next to Walmart, or call 865-980-8216. Turn down down for what?
At work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
All right, we need your help, folks. We need your help on this one. Tennessee plays Vanderbilt tomorrow, 6 p.m. at Vanderbilt. Something about that arena, man. We just don't play our best ball there. It's weird.
Probably because it isn't actually an arena. It's literally a gymnasium.
It's weird, man. It's weird.
Like it's a gymnasium / auditorium. Have you ever been there in person?
No, I have not. So we have a question for y'all. We need y'all to help us here. So Ben is going to Nashville to cover the game because Ben's a hardworking media member who gives the people what they want.
Yeah.
So Jerry Stackhouse is a coach. One of the best basketball players I've seen. Great player in the NBA. Vanderbilt has a freshman on their basketball team, Scottie Pippen Jr.
Oh, are they related?
He is a son of NBA great Hall of Famer Scottie Pippen.
Oh, really?
Ben is going to cover the game for Tennessee. We need y'all's help here. We need y'all's advice. Is it okay for Ben, if he sees Scottie Pippen, to ask for a picture? Can Ben ask Scottie Pippen for a picture if he sees him? Is it okay? Take it a step further. If you do take the picture, is it okay to post it online, or should you just keep it to yourself?
Or should I flash the VFL sign, the Vol sign, quick?
Is it okay for Ben to ask Scottie Pippen for a photo? His son plays for Vanderbilt. Ben covers Tennessee. Is it okay? Can Ben do this? Can we do this?
See, I'll go ahead and tell you right now. If I imagine I will run into Scottie Pippen.
If he's there.
Surely he'll be there. I'd be surprised if he wasn't. But granted, he is popular and he has a million things going on. I'm the type that chickens out. I don't approach. It's like I hold Eddie George higher than I do Scottie Pippen solely because Eddie George played for the Titans and I knew more about Eddie George growing up than I did Scottie Pippen. I didn't have a tie to Scottie Pippen. I just knew that Scottie Pippen was an awesome basketball player. I saw Eddie George. Corey and I were hanging out after last year's Tennessee Vanderbilt game in Nashville, and Eddie George's son played for Vanderbilt. Jair, I think it was his first name, was actually a running back as well, so Corey was good friends with him. And Eddie George walked by, and I didn't say anything.
You peeing yourself?
No, I don't pee on myself. I mean, I've worked with professional athletes.
Okay.
When I worked for the Smokies and worked with Chris Bryant, with Ben Zobrist, with what's the little white kid's name that pitches for him?
Goodness gracious.
Kyle Kendricks.
Goodness gracious, man.
I've worked with Prince Fielder. So I don't get starstruck or anything. It's just
this Scottie Pippen, though. This Scottie Pippen.
And I wouldn't get starstruck. My thought process is I don't want to bother them because I already know they are bothered a ton.
Yeah, he's trying to watch his son play.
Right. And I don't.
But who else is asking for his autograph now? He doesn't play anymore. So maybe he's flattered. Maybe he makes him feel like a player again.
Yeah, but he gets it everywhere he goes. You know this.
Maybe he misses the attention. Al Wilson for Heisman says absolutely should take the pic and post with hashtag Pippen ain't easy. Justin C, take that pic, Vanderbilt. Do your thing.
Oh my word.
DR Vol says, oh, Lord, yes. I'd ask him as well. Ask him if we can get the Jordan documentary early, please.
But see, there's a difference, though. I am supposedly there as a media member. These people are not. So honestly, if I see him outside of the gym, I'm absolutely going to ask him for a picture. But if I see him inside, I'm going to play it cool and won't ask. Instead of me taking one with him, I'll take one of him and post it on Twitter.
Podunk Vol says Ben better get a photo and an autograph. Scotty Sr. didn't play at Vanderbilt, so it's fair game. His son can take a seat.
Scotty Sr. played at what? Central Arkansas?
Yeah, he's from he played.
He didn't actually play for Arkansas.
Yeah, he played at small school in Arkansas.
I think it was Central Arkansas.
Yeah.
If I see him outside of the gymnasium, I'll
ask
him.
But you're not though. You think he's gonna just be walking around like he's some normal person? No, man.
Well, how else is he gonna get to the gym?
I don't know.
What if he happens to get there the same time as I do?
Secret compartment. I don't know.
They do actually have you have to go from the media perspective. You have to enter through their baseball stadium underneath their outfield seating. Because Vanderbilt's campus is so small and everything's shoved together. It's kind of like how you have to get into the football stadium via the baseball concourse. It's the opposite. In order to get into the gymnasium, you walk under their outfield seats. Do you think Tennessee's going to win, have a bounce-back performance?
Yeah, I think they're going to win. Oh, Thomas Crow on Facebook says, fan or not, I'm taking a picture of Scottie Pippen, LOL. So everyone's giving you the green light, Ben.
Yeah, but they're not going as media members.
I don't think they.
I don't need my credential revoked.
I don't think it will. I don't think it would be. Come on, man, Scottie Pippen.
It would be frowned upon by other media members.
You think so?
I know so.
Dude, Scottie Pippen.
I'll see what I can do. Real quick, if Tennessee loses to Vanderbilt, I'm going to be legitimately mad.
Oh, I will be too.
Vanderbilt is terrible without Aaron Nesmith.
DR Vol, who name drops more, Ben or UGA Ray?
UGA Ray. I have sources.
Does Ben even own a pair of Air Pippins? Nope. Heck yeah, take the pick, says C-Mac. Angela says rip those credentials off and get that pick. Once in a lifetime opportunity. So you have the green light from everyone. Not one person said no.
What about you?
Go for it. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Hope you have a great weekend. Swain Events fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Peace and love. We are out.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low